And again, thanks again to the devs for sharing this. And thank you to Jacob for doing the little video they did on LR of Graham recording audio for this, because that's where I stole some ideas for vocal warm-ups and whatnot, although I did not do the throat coat tonight, so I'm starting to fall apart here. But yeah, the prizes, that unlocks art pictures. Oh, there's an about button. Okay, there's all the credits. Is there anybody else I recognize here? Stephanie Shea, I think, or Shea, I've seen some other stuff. Mark Meir sounds familiar too. Oh, Lily Pichu, she streams, right? I think she has a YouTube channel at least. Jacob Burgess, that's it. There's a Burgess. I don't know how hard the G is, I'm sorry. It's a GIF kind of situation. Cupcake wrangling. In Gagne sounds like a familiar name too. Alright, well, there's the credits. We're done. No. Okay. So there are direct references to actual games. Maybe even actual, like, images drawn of them, but... oh, there's Speed Racer references. Okay, we're in. We're absolutely in. Let's go. That, it's voice acted, so I don't have to do it. Cool. Hold on, let me do one thing real quick that I always forget to do. We're going to turn off the cursor, because I probably just use the keyboard anyway. Okay. Oh, I did not want to do that. Fixed. Alright. So, Arcade Spirits. Database system online, new profile detected, analyzing. New profile 237771. Economic bracket, lower middle. Mostly lower. New employment category, bleak. Current emotional health rating, low. I feel very seen right now. Excuse me. Data category for premium level assistance, proceed. Negative. Premium level assistance re-requested, proceed. Negative. Ready, please. Negative. Overriding denial of assistance for establishing premium services for profile 237771. Justification. Hope. Hope should be rewarded. Spirit must be restored. Now compiling personal metadata. Hi. Oh, cool. Let's edit some things. I am using a mouse. I just made it so... Oh, I get it. R.E. Cater. Ha ha ha. Or, no. Nakob. Nakob un. No. Un. Pronoun. Oh, that's cool. Hairstyle. Oh, perfect. Perfect. That's absolutely perfect. Skin tone. I'm a pale, pale boy. Looks good. Hair color. How dark brown can we get? Almost kind of reddish. There we go. That's close enough. Eye color. Very slightly. Oh, we'll go with that. Kind of hard to tell from this distance. Oh, we gotta rock the perps. Perfect. Keep it dark. Alright. It's a me. Let's get Arcade at the arcade. Sorry. This is correct. Yarp. Premium level assistance for profile 237771. nekobun has been activated. Sake of his hopes and dreams. And that's the sound of my cat throwing. Following is a work of fiction. All references to trademark classic arcade game titles are used under nominative fair use and should not be considered an endorsement by their publishers or creators. Okay. Funny thing is, I literally cleaned up like 2 hairballs earlier. Anyway, let's move on from what my cat is doing in the background. I don't think it's picking up on mic anyway, so whatever. Put your quarter up. Maybe it is. You okay, dude? It is the future year 20XDX, the dark era in which mankind is pushed to the brink of catastrophe. Yeah, that's literally the intro to Mega Man 2. Okay. Woe be to the human race, plagued by evil, terrifying, utterly sinister, I don't know. Robots, maybe? Evil robots? How's that work? Oh, my mic started to drift down, too. Yeah, no, I'm working on getting a new, mic holder, one of the boom arm ones. It's not my face as much. Yeah, no, sorry, the future year 20XDX is pretty much what you'd expect it to be. Non-flying cars, smartphones, pro gamer celebs, internet trolls, personal assistant AIs, cheese-flavored snack foods. Here's in the spacebar. Even with such wonders as 20XDX holds, to date I've had no part in any of them. I've worked as a dishwasher. Check. A shoe salesperson. Technically? And lifeguard for the local community pool. No. I don't care what era of human history you live in, kitties peeing in the pool is pretty much a constant thing. Trust me on this. As with the bustling metropolis of 24-hour neon utopia you see here, my little corner of it isn't nearly as shiny and cool. Let me show you. That's actually a little cleaner than how I usually keep things. Nice porg on the left there. Behold my quaint little apartment. I think it might be a penguin, but it looks like a porg. Can't complain, really. It's paradise, in a relative sense. I only pay half the rent. Neighborhood stabbings have been down this year. Also, my roomie picks up any stray socks or shirts I leave lying around. My cat does that sometimes. In fact, as things go, I'm living large compared to most of my family tree. Or at least I was before today.
Fired from another job? Seriously? Seriously? That's 3 jobs since we left the suburbs.
I'm gonna die. Horrified looking young woman there would be my roommate and childhood friend, Juniper. Juniper is the one who spearheaded this effort to co-rent an apartment. She's also the one who encourages me to, whenever I lose a job. You know, like today.
I don't get why you aren't more upset about this. I'm upset. I'm upset on your behalf. Come on, share the load a little, okay?
The audio mix seems a little weird. Like, she's a little as quiet as the music got there, but right before that, she was fine. Pool's closed, Juniper. Not much I can do about that. Why get upset?
But you actually enjoyed that job, more than you enjoyed dishwashing soap and smelly socks at the very least.
I'm not the complaining sort. These things just happen. Things fall apart. The center does not hold. Chinois Chebe?
It's more really poetic, isn't it?
No, I mean the community center literally fell apart and the pool won't hold water anymore. Whatever, I'll just get another job. Any job will do as long as we can make the rent, right?
Wrong! I saw how mopey and tired you were coming home every night from those other crappy jobs.
Right, she's gonna push me to live my dream and we're gonna be thrown out on the street.
At least when you got back from this pool each day, I sometimes caught you smiling.
What's the point of us moving away from home if not to get away from all of that? I mean, we both left that town so we could try to find happiness, right?
Yeah, and then I ended up in another
I
town
just want us to be happy,
that I used to live in.
both of us.
I thought you hated your job.
Come on.
My mind's made up. We're gonna find you a job that's just as good, if not better, than the lifeguarding job. Start from the top. What's your dream?
Well, I'm standing in front of class to give a speech, and I forgot to put on my pants, and...
Your dream job.
Oh. I don't know, Juniper. I've never really given it any serious thought.
I've got it.
Juniper pulls out her phone, rapidly tapping an unlock code onto the glass before pointing out a little pink icon.
It's a virtual life coach app. Mine keeps you from being late to meetings. Totally free, too. My cousin introduced it to me.
Wasn't he the guy who ended up in the ER after making a homemade flamethrower?
It would have worked if you got the fuel mixture in his water gun, right?
Okay.
Anyway, I'm sending a copy to you now. I got a pop-up an hour ago offering me 500 points just for recommending it to a friend. Great timing, huh?
Well, as long as you're earning points, I guess. I love that your character design actually gets translated into the... And I like the kind of the neon style of the character portraits on the side there. It's cute.
Just give it a try, okay? Maybe you And maybe it can point you at some good jobs, one with less socks and or urine.
I'll think about it.
Okay, but don't think too long, right?
In the end, I installed the app. Couldn't bear to see Juniper fretting over me like that. Not that I find it annoying. I mean, it's more that she has enough trouble in her life without troubling herself over my life, too. Both of us had it rough, and up to and through the point where she left home to try to start a new life. A better one. She deserves better than me and my problems. Bless her heart. She means well. That is like the curse. That's how you curse someone out if you're from the South. Oh, bless her heart. But I think it's genuine here. He's been firmly in my corner for all my life. Two of us against any dark forces aligning against me. Against myself, if it came down to that. But that's not to say she's good at being my advocate. Enthusiastic? Yes. But skilled? Not quite. Typically the fantastic opportunities and self-help resources she sends my way are pyramid schemes or something. He's gung-ho about lending me a helping hand, but yeah. So the main reason I went ahead and installed the app was to make sure that Juniper wasn't about to get her kidneys sold on the black market or something. Still, no sense of messing around with it now. A night's rest would act as a neat little emotional reset button, right? Right. No dreams, no nightmares, just 8 hours of sweet, sweet black. By the time morning light leaked in through the cracks in the blinds, I didn't care anymore about being unemployed again. Juniper had already left to catch a bus to her office. She typically leaves before dawn. But she left a note for me, pinned to the tiny fridge we shared.
Remember, download app, find dream job, make money, sort your life out. I believe in you.
So, moment of truth. Do I trust Juniper's weird little app, or do I just find some job that pays well enough to cover the bills? I feel like the game wants me to try the app. Figure at the very least that her miracle app could possibly help me find a job. I load it up, tap the icon, and... hello. Huh. Okay, see, that's what I mean. Anybody else would freak out over a cute girl climbing out of their phone. Me, I went, huh. Also, it's one of those new kind of 3D streets, so, you know, not actually magical realism here. Very normal in the distant future year 20xdx.
Thank you for downloading Iris, your personal life coach. This is the ad-supported free version, sponsored by Pizza Yums.
I am not going to hear the end of these
Did you
Pizza
know
Yums
that when you have
ads.
pizza on a bagel, you can have pizza anytime?
Weird.
Wow. Would you like to subscribe to Pizza Facts?
Absolutely. I'm there.
To
Pizza Facts!
I'm here to help you get your dream job, your dream house, and your dream partner. I'm here to make all your dreams come true.
Yeah, I'm not sure why the audio mix is jumping around like that. Pretty tall order for an app to do. Are you some sort of djinn?
Well, I suppose in the modern parlance, a massively interconnected database searching, database searching virtual assistant would be considered kind of genie in a bottle. But honestly, all I could do is give you the chance to improve your life. What you do with it is up to you. I can cross-reference search data for you, but without motivation, you won't get anywhere.
I glanced up from my phone, and heaps of laundry and half-finished books and other items shit about my apartment. Feeling extremely seen right now. Motivation is something I have a ton of. Honest.
That's super. I'm really looking forward to working with you. Before we begin, do you have any questions?
Sure. Why would I use this app at all? I mean, my phone already has a voice-activated assistant AI. I can say, hey, phone, search the web for job listings. And it works just as well.
Ah, but I have an advanced emotional language interpreter. I'm smarter than the average program, with more heart.
I wonder if we can end up with her. You know, I hooked up with the AI on my phone. Not weird at all.
I can help you sort your life out by analyzing your personality and finding you a perfect path in life, all thanks to my glorious, wondrous, patent-pending, super-duper identity identifier system.
Between
you and me, they really wanted an acronym that matched my name, but they convey it what to do with letter R. Would you like to know more?
What's up, Leon? You alright? Yeah, Cat, you can hang out. Just don't get in front of the screen. Oh, I like tutorials. Please. Give me the sales pitch.
Every time you think about saying something, I can tag it with an identity. That way you can be the sort of person you want to be. The system allows me to better understand who you are and what you need from life. I can do this by analyzing your tone, inflection, and word choice. I can spot 5 different identifiers in your
Responses to people. Identity identifiers. Bit of a tongue twister. Thanks.
Quirky, steady, kindly, gutsy, and basically.
Sounds to me like your programmers also wanted a bunch of things ending in Y.
That's correct. My branding game is on point. Quirky responses use jokes, snark, and sarcasm to make light of a situation. This thing for picking up someone's spirits, but badly timed joke may not win over the room. Steady responses are sincere, honest, and logical. When you stop and think before speaking, you're on steady ground, but that might not take someone's feelings into account. Kindly responses are compassionate and empathetic and gentle in nature. They're careful with the feelings of others, but they're sometimes a bit wishy-washy as a result. Gutsy responses go with your gut. When you're brash, bold, risk-taking, and instinctive, you're gutsy, but it also means being blunt, confrontational, and aggressive, so be careful. Get ready for gutsy, quirky all day. Lastly, you can always take a basically option. It's a balanced, neutral response, safely moving the conversation along while we're learning more and digging deeper. Actually, a lot of those are kind of my forte, too. Over time, I'll build up a personality profile for you based on the identity identifiers. I'm going to stumble over that forever. Detected in your speech. Maybe you'll be predominantly goofy, genuinely steady, a mix of both. Who knows? It's up to you. So what you're saying, I should always try to crack jokes or be super gutsy? Oh, and never speak basically. I mean, being basic's bad, right? Sounds bad.
Nope.
Okay, the nope was pretty good.
Heck no, they're all useful. In the right context, there are no bad choices. Consider what you could say and go with what feels right in the moment. Don't limit yourself. Sure, you can gamify your personality, but it's more fun to let it happen naturally, you know? Just be you.
That's how I like to play VN, so let's do it. Letting it happen naturally is kind of my thing. I'm a go-with-the-flow sort of person. Nothing really bugs me.
You might be interested in this next feature, then. The app you downloaded can let you see identity indicators if you want. That way you can make an informed decision.
No.
But if you prefer, I can hide those indicators. Keep it a surprise. Simply go with the flow, as you say.
No. Like, see, I would want the indicators if I was going for a specific result, but we're the blind playthrough, so I'm not playing the whole thing tonight, but this is another one I feel like we're probably going to come back to.
So mysterious. Okay, I'll hide them from you, although you'll always be able to spot the basically responsibles.
You'll always be able to spot basically responses, though.
Now, let's see my patent-pending identity identifier system in action. How do you feel about dad jokes?
Hi, jokes. I'm Dad.
Seriously? Seriously?
I never said I was good at dad jokes. It's just that I could go for them. Anyways, we go along analyzing how your identity identifiers. I told you I was going to stumble over that every time.
In fact, let me show you now. Would you look at that? Such a strong personality.
You asked me a single question.
Off to a great start, I'd say.
And hang on, you're scoring me? Didn't you say not to gamify my personality?
Yeah, I said you shouldn't. I'm an app. I think in numbers, so I gotta gamify it a little. Anyway, studies show that achievements, or chivos as the kids say,
I meant to go a little deeper to differentiate from your roommate, sorry.
encourage app engagement.
Okay, well, what's with the empty space on the left?
Oh, I also track vocal responses from people you meet. Once you get to know some folks, I'll let you know how well you're getting along with them over there.
Relationship scores, wonderful. I do kind of like that it's contextifying everything. So you also tell me what the correct responses are to avoid making enemies, or do I need to go find a walkthrough for the vast game you're making in my daily life?
Neko, you're looking at this the wrong way. Generally, people who won't get super annoyed at you unless you deliberately and repeatedly provoke them. It'll be obvious when you're doing that. I promise that if you bungle a few social encounters, it won't really hurt anything. No cheating needed. Just relax and have fun. Don't feel so pressured to perform. It'll all work out in the end.
In other words, don't freak out too much about what the right thing to say is.
Say yes.
So she's a magic 8 ball as well.
Exactly. Just be you. Be yourself, and good things are bound to happen. Anyway, you can access your scorecard anytime you like with the Q key,
Or click on the score in the upper right corner of your screen.
and that's everything. Ta-da!
Okay, but how's that supposed to help me get a job? Huh? I only downloaded this app because my roomie claims you're a great life coach for the unemployed. What good will taking the quiz off the back of a supermarket checkout rack magazine do with that?
It'll help me understand your spirit, of course.
Okay. You can talk to ghosts? Is there a ghost in the room right now? Am I a ghost? You have to tell me if I'm a ghost. That's the rule.
Oh, silly. I mean your spirit. Your hopes and dreams. Your life's passions. I can even help you find romance.
Oh. can I get paid for that?
Seriously, often you can find your soulmate and your dream job in the same place. But I'd rather if you rather focus on gainful employment for now, that's fine too.
Workplace dating. Well, that's a recipe for disaster. Yes. And hitting on coworkers right from day one can be kind of awkward. Or am I looking for love and ready to start right out of the gate? Never a second chance person to make a first impression. Or never get a second chance to make a first impression. If I meet the right person, why put it off? How do I want to handle this new opportunity? Or the possibility if I meet anyone nice. Stay focused. Play cool on day one. Let's stay focused. But I'd rather focus on finding a career. Any sweet love can come later if I feel like it.
That's fine. I'm sure as you get to know people better, romance will eventually bloom. Or not. It's up to you, really. Now let's get started. To finish analyzing your social or your personal history, please authorize me to read your social media feeds and personal information.
Aha, I knew it. This is some kind of scam. I'm gonna wake up in a bathtub of ice, missing a kidney.
Sure, I can help you register as an organ donor.
Command or file name?
Oh, you were being sarcastic. Sorry, I haven't quite finished analyzing your personality. I couldn't tell. Relax, I won't share your information with any third parties. This is strictly so I can find you your dream job. Am I authorized?
Another wonderful Juniper recommendation here. Just like the 17 self-help books on my shelf. Still, 18th time is the charm, right? Yeah, go ahead.
Please enjoy this recorded music.
I don't want to see if this goes anywhere. Nope, that's the loop. So do I just stand here, or...
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for waiting. I've identified your dream job and arranged an interview. 30 minutes from now.
That was quick.
Please put on some nice clothes, nicer than those, please.
I don't think that's too much to ask. What?
For your interview, silly. You want to look your best.
But we just... Okay, how did you land my dream job in 20 seconds flat?
Simple. I'm awesome like that. Now get a move on. Tut-tut. You need to catch the 8:20 a.m. bus, and that's 9 minutes away.
I can't change and get to a bus that quickly. This is happening. But I do have a chance to get off this crazy train. Just since I have to obey my new digital fairy godmother, I can delete the app and go find a real job. That'd be the safest option I could. Let's just go with it. Normal person, someone with high standards, would have deleted the app right there, rather than hop a bus to meet up with what were very likely men with sharp knives and taste for kidneys. But me, I was already getting dressed before she'd finished that sentence. It's not that I believe the silly app's claims at serving my hopes and dreams on a silver platter. Honestly, I expected another shoe salesman job at best. I don't know why this thing doesn't work anymore. It's as tight as I can get it. Oh well. Gravity. But well... Alright, worth a laugh. What the hell? Let's do this. Juniper's right. I need to get my life in gear. So what's the harm in diving into something this wacky? Okay, there could be a lot of harm, granted, but the alternative is to mope around our apartment for weeks. Then, egads, go get a job anyway. So I thought, screw it. I'm in on this crazy train. Let's see how far it goes. And as I came to realize weeks later, turns out that it was the best impulsive decision I've ever made. Spoilers! Alright, we'll save there. I want to at least meet some people in this. And again, I'm a one save kind of guy. Whole story. Nice. Wub sub. Let's go to the Wub sub. Bus drops me off. Oddly enough, not very far from Juniper's office building. Although my destination isn't nearly as upscale as that. This is, well... Strip Mall. Strip Malls are relics of 19XDX. Places where random assortment of weird little businesses jam as many of themselves into a tight space as possible. For instance, I'm seeing a dentist, a used bookstore, an arcade, a fast food joint, and a boarded up health spa, once called Lattes and Enemas, which sounds, I mean, as long as it's not like a closed loop, why not?
Listen.
I am of an age where that's not a reference you want to make.
What do you think?
I think that's two things no human being should ever combine.
No, I mean about your future place of work.
I'm desperately hoping we're not talking about the same thing. But which of these businesses exactly am I working at? I don't know anything about oral hygiene or old books. I'd rather not be a fry cook. Yeah!
The one in the middle, silly.
What, behind the arcade?
It is the arcade.
Huh.
Trust me on this. I reference and cross-reference and cross-reference your personality details, personal history, and social media connections. This is your dream job.
My dream job. Really.
99.97%.
Okay. Probably explain my confusion. Arcades are big businesses in the entertainment sector. Pro gamers are celebs. 5-star arcades are social hotspots. It's always been popular with the mainstream. But, well, restaurants are popular too, right? And for everybody who does open one hoping to be the next Iron Chef, a dozen more shut down at failure. Arcade competition is fierce. Paydays range from peanuts to gold, and sure, those who make it can secure fame and fortune, but those who don't, well, no wonder Iris sees this as a dream job. Video games weren't always as popular, though. I read an interesting article about it once. Back in the year 1980X, that actually is a shot from the E.T. landfill documentary, I think. It narrowly avoided a serious industry crash, which would have left video games as a kid's toy fad, like hula hoops. No mainstream acceptance. For instance, one factor... So this is an edutainment title, apparently. One factor could have been a terrible game based on a kid's movie about a cute alien visitor who wanted to phone home. If this game was complete poop butts, like poop from a butt, and overproduced and undersold, it had ruined video games for years. Fortunately, cooler heads prevailed. That game was delayed until it could be developed properly, and the crash was averted. So we're like in magical realism alternate history. The crisis only exists in theory now. Sometimes I wonder what it'd be like for people in the darkest timeline where everything went wrong. Are gamers considered nerds and outcasts? Are arcades vanishing points of nostalgia? The mind boggles. But make no mistake, as popular as they are, the arcade industry is a dodgy, risky prospect for a job. Plenty make a run at it, only to come up short. Considering Iris was tasked with getting me a job I'd enjoy and could keep for more than a few months, this left me a bit confused. Iris, this isn't me saying no. It's an interesting prospect, but... I mean, are you sure about this? You say you're 99% sure.
99.97%.
Won't this be like my lifeguard job, though? Satisfying but short-lived? This arcade doesn't look like exactly look like a 5-star. It's no Deco's Palace, that's for sure. And to be perfectly honest, I haven't set foot inside an arcade in a... I did actually, honestly, I like that you can play it with no romance at all, like you're just trying to keep your job. 15 years. That number isn't that far off, actually. Huh, I remember really enjoying arcades when I was a kid. I wonder why I stopped going to them. Iris interrupts that thought, eager to show off her homework.
Say yes.
I mean, if you don't count MagFest and other conventions, I haven't been in like an arcade, not even like a bowling alley or anything for like about 15, maybe a few more years.
Trust me, when I said I was 99.97% sure, I mean it. I meant it. That's not some arbitrary number. I'm designed to be a bit silly and whimsical, but my math is deadly serious. My coders made me to be the warm, personable front of a database array that's currently laser targeted on getting you exactly what you need, right here, right now. And when this place inevitably collapses and I lose my dream job? What makes you think that's gonna happen?
Because it does. It always does. I don't think your database accounts for my family curse. We've always had to, I don't know, compromise, settle, because things rarely work out. You always have to be ready for the worst. That's why I take things as tried these days. That means you shouldn't even try? I open my mouth in protest, and then close it. As often as my life tends to crumble out from under me, it's not like she was wrong. I still had to try. I mean, what the hell? Why not? Buy the ticket, take the ride. That's what I told myself when I walked out the door this morning, wasn't it? No matter how risky, I owed it to myself to jump in with both feet. And when it all came crashing down, well, I'd recover from before, I'd recover again. Meanwhile, may as well take the opportunity in front of me. I opted to push it on through those doors and see what waited for me on the other side. Trapdoor. Fall through. Die. Oh, I want to play Fast Cars 5. What else we got here? Just Time Shooter, Castle Crunch. This. Oh, okay, that is a pinball machine. It's just a weird angle. Something of discomfort? Snack Runner. I can't really see the three that are on an angle there. Got to the snack machines though. Showtime stage. Okay, the screen in the middle, I guess, is the screen. Weird. It looks like this right behind the doors, but maybe that's a window. The air conditioning hits me like a cool breeze. I'll be one smelling of copper and corn chips. As is there copper like blood? I don't know if I like this. As it's early in the morning on a weekday, it's not too packed with gamers. Although it's so packed with games that I probably have a hard time finding anyone anyway. But once I'm struck by something odd. I actually recognize most of these games. Neat. Considering I haven't walked into Arcade in over a decade, that's probably not great. Lots of vintage stuff here from the looks of it, like really old. Although I don't recognize that game with the stage lights and things. I do. Maybe it's karaoke or dancing? A Japanese import?
Say yes.
Hecking, that would be Showtime Stage, a collaboration of Nahana Heavy Industry Concern and Hubris Records in Germany. It's won a lot of awards. Huh. Fist of Discomfort. Okay. Skee ball. You gotta have skee ball. Alright. Alright. My Jersey blood is pumping now. Moopy. And one of those damn bubble ticket machines. I recognize most of these. Is that seriously a Mr. Moopy's Magical Maze? But the one in the middle with the split screens is new to me. Fist of Discomfort, a hybrid real-time strategy and brawler beat 'em up. It's actually not that new. It's been the staple of the esports scene for the last 8 years. So it's the one with the bees. Killer Queen. Two genres I was utterly lousy at last time I checked. I'm not that great at RTS, but I can pow through and beat 'em up. And over here is an old lady. I like that the claw machine's actually animated. That's cute. Pengy. Sorry, ma'am. I was just talking to myself and had an overwhelming urge to complete my sentences. Thankfully, I don't think she even registered me calling her old. She looks up from her knitting and seated behind the ticket prize redemption desk and offers a wrinkly smile.
Well, hello there. Always nice to meet someone new in the Funplex.
I'm like assimilating the voice so I can approximate it later. The what?
Francine's Arcade Funplex. Didn't you see the sign out front, dear? Well, I chose to knock off the first two words when they got knocked off the building during the storm of 1980. Now it's just the Funplex.
I like that they used a censor beep for that.
So, how can I help you, dear?
Okay. A Jin and a magical spacefarer or something that lives in my phone told me to come here to find my dream job.
Hello.
Hello, I'm a magical spacefarer, apparently.
I have expected her to send me packing. Pretty impulsive of me to just try talk about Iris like that. But she took it in stride.
My.
Oh, hello. Oh, my. What they can do with technology these days. I really do marvel at what amazing things young people have in 20... Boop, boop. Oh. Although I'd simply love to take a sledgehammer to those blasted video game consoles that eat at my bottom line, he said with such a kind-hearted and warm smile.
Please call me Francine. As in Francine's Arcade Funplex. Get it? Actually, thinking about it, I suppose we were originally Frederick's Arcade Funplex, named after my dear departed husband. Sadly, he died peacefully in bed some years ago.
Alright, that's not making it any awkward at all. Any awkward. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that.
Oh, don't be. He died doing what he loved. Having intensely physical relations with me.
Okay! Just shove awkward right off the window, right out the second floor balcony. Who cares? That's information I needed to know. Yes.
And you are?
Nekobun, ma'am.
Very well. Shall we retire to the office to conduct your interview? I'd carry on out here, but it is rather noisy, isn't it?
Yeah, about that. How do you deal with the constant noise, anyway?
Oh, eventually you just sort of learn to filter out all the beeps and the boops.
It can take weeks to become acclimated, I've found, but in the end... Done. It just mutes. Great. She quirks an eyebrow.
Well, now, that's faster than the others. Not bad. So, shall we see what you're made of? This way, please.
Penguin there, baby. Okay, I have seen this. I guess I saw like 2 seconds of this game as played on Lur's Now Kiss stream. It was in the highlights. Okay. So I have basically spoiled for this room and that poster. That's it. I guess that's the CCTV in the corner. I have that coffee maker. Francine leads me down a back hallway, past public restrooms, and into an employees only door. Takes all my restraint not to point out the extraneous apostrophe. Welcome to our little backstage oasis. I'd suggest we do this in Gavin's office, but it's a bit too untidy. I don't blame the boy. He's been so overworked lately. Please have a seat and we'll begin. As quirky as this place is, and its owner may be, at least I'm confident that I can nail the interview portion of the proceedings. I've interviewed for 12 jobs and held down 3. I know all the standard questions. What are your greatest strengths? What do you see as your weakness? Once I even had to describe how to assemble a Lego set to improve my communication skills. Considering I ended up washing dishes, I'm not sure why, but point is I'm confident, prepared, ready.
If you were a dinosaur, what dinosaur would you be?
Iguanodon! What?
If you were a dinosaur, what dinosaur would you be?
Iguanodon! But only before they realized that the thumb up was actually a tooth. So, old misinformed Iguanodon. Right, okay, maybe this would be a typical job interview after all. No problem, go with the flow. Let's do this. T-Rex, of these 3, pterodactyl. I've always wanted to be a bird, so... Wait, no, all dinosaurs are basically birds. Let me rephrase. I've always wanted to be a flying bird, so pterodactyl. Sweeping around, catching updrafts, staying way away from meat eaters. Really? How exciting.
What's your favorite snack?
Snack? If this was a favorite food question, I'd have this down easy. Tacos. Always tacos. Not inaccurate. But snacks,
You have pizza on a bagel.
Oh, God. Hush you. Come on, dear. I don't have all day. We're giving you a good thought. Well, how could I forget my favorite snack? I'm not gonna lie. We're going to Taco Town. Tacos and only tacos. There is no other sustenance.
I can see you're a person who knows exactly what they want. And how to get it. You know what they say, you are what you eat. Next question.
So I'm a taco? Nothing I prepared for has helped me plan for this odd interview. I brace myself for the next one.
What assets can you bring to the team during the inevitable zombie apocalypse?
I love her earrings. I just noticed it's Pac-Man and the cherries. That's great. I mean, everybody's going to have references, but I love that one. Is this interview for real, or is this a dream? As I look at Francine's deadpan expression, I know she's 130% serious. Make stuff. Medical. I'm more inclined to make stuff. I'm essentially MacGyver. You can make anything out of a string, a match, and a screwdriver. Especially if what you want is a screwdriver wrapped in burning string.
Good, we'll need someone to build makeshift defenses and think quickly in case we get surrounded. Inventive brain is always a critical role in any survival. One more thing.
Why am I here? The question is so simple and almost actually relevant to career planning that it takes me off guard. I told you, the magical space fairy in my phone sent me here to find a job.
Seeking a job, true. But that doesn't really answer my question, does it?
Oh, we're gonna get existential?
No doubt. You think my interview questions are a bit silly, but I like to think of the Funplex as more than a collection of tasks and people to perform those tasks.
Fair.
Most folks my age opening arcades at that time saw it as just another way to make a quick buck. But, well, I saw it as something else. Something more than a way to make a large pie.
I might mix this a little louder behind me next time. Although with the mic slipping, it kind of evens out.
And I expect you'll find the others working here see it as something more too. Everyone has a dream they're chasing, dearie. And for my friends, it lies within the fun.
It could also be just my headset settings, like right center quiet at the top. It's fine. It seems better now, like the balance between the characters and the music when the music drops down.
If all you want is a paycheck, I can provide that.
Plus, I'm pretty sure there's sliders in the options.
In your position.
We'll play around with that.
That's all he wanted. And he didn't last long. So I ask you again. Why are you here?
To be honest, I didn't have a better answer than why not. Buy the ticket, take the ride. That's what I told myself. That wouldn't cut it here. I need to actually think this through. I don't know. Not yet. To be honest, ma'am, I don't know. Not yet. I've been avoiding the question for a long time. Just making do, getting by, settling for what life will give me. Maybe I should want more than that, though. When I was a kid, I'd go to arcades with my family all the time. But that was long ago. Maybe I want to reconnect with that. Maybe I just want a job. I don't know. But if you hire me, I'm hoping to find out why I'm here along the way. I can promise you that I'll take this job seriously. My last job, I was a lifeguard. Even if arcade games aren't life and death, I promise to take my work just as seriously. That perks her attention. Oh my, a rather serious occupation that. And an unusual step from such troubled waters to a land of make-believe. You enjoyed this role as a lifeguard, I take it? Yes, ma'am. My roommate says she often noticed me smiling after coming home from work, which makes Francine smile in turn. I can't say I could offer a row with such high stakes, but you'd be surprised at the many ways one can save a life, even here. Very well, I'm satisfied. Let's get you to work. I breathe easier at that. Probably the weirdest job interview I've ever had, to be sure, and yet it felt appropriate, like it was about far more than just filling a slot on the payroll. Francine leads me back to the arcade floor to introduce me to my duties. And it occurs to me now that I forgot to ask exactly what duties this mystery job I'd accepted really involved. I kind of want to get through day one, and then we'll save and call that a night. Francine gestures to the seat she was occupying previously, a stool behind the prize desk.
Oh, how marvelous.
Welcome to your new position, Neko.
Sitting here, you mean?
Sitting here and helping players redeem tickets for valuable prizes.
I glance at the wide array of pencil toppers, rubber spiders, and tiny plastic toy cars on display.
Well, for prizes at any rate. It's such a relief. I'd really been stretching myself thin lately trying to fill in since the position was vacated.
If you don't mind me asking, ma'am, why did the last guy who sat here end up quitting?
Look at being so bored out of his mind that he felt like jamming one of those 500-ticket plush dolls down someone's throat.
Such a shame.
Poor dear, he just wasn't cut out for this line of work. Grandson or no, I've no patience for such nonsense.
I'm sorry, the last person to work this desk was your grandson?
Anyway, Gavin should be by soon. He'll have the paperwork and all that administrative nonsense. Now, if you don't mind, the stockings tired me out some. I'll be in the back office if you need me.
Okay, then. Adjust my seating on the semi-comfortable stool. Got one of those right here. Leaning against the desk. Beneath me, a wide array of cheap junk awaited my attention. I could have lost hope then and there that this job would be even slightly more engaging than being a diner dishwasher, but chose to look on the positive side. I'd be helping kids obtain toys that would become nostalgic memories for years to come. Right? Any minute now. I like the penguin just like stuffed in there sideways on the bottom. I like the slowly like decay expression. I crave the sweet embrace of death. I've been sitting here for 2 hours now. 2 hours now. Nobody's walked up to obtain a novelty Funplex shot glass, or colored pencil set, or a light-up yo-yo. Lunchtime's approaching, and so far the only people walking in and out of the arcade are a few stray adults with no interest in cheap friendship bracelets. Thankfully, my first customer of the day arrives before I start wondering if one of those 500 ticket plushies could really fit down someone's throat. It's probably Gavin. Or maybe not. Nope. Just walking right on by me, his head buried in reading some sort of spreadsheet off his tablet. Here to play? Doesn't seem like the typical businessman on a break, or unwashed and unemployed game aficionado. In fact,
He's a snappy dresser. Seems like a cool dude. Most guys I know are content to toss on a t-shirt and jeans. Not this guy. Even in an arcade, he's sharp like a linoleum knife. Well, linoleum knife. As in a knife you cut linoleum with, if anyone's not familiar. In fact, that rather pointed look he's offering me after doubling back is rather linoleum knifey too. Hold on a minute. Who are you exactly? What are you doing behind that desk? Where's Francine? I am... That's good. Pleased to meet you. I'm Neko. Hello, I'm nekobun, your new hire. Looking forward to working with you. He relaxes somewhat on hearing that. Somewhat.
Good to hear.
Okay, now that we've heard him, I can approximate that a bit better. About time. I was worried how long she'd have to work the desk. She's got gusto for an octogenarian, and loves working the floor, but sitting here all day, handing out toys and dealing with problems wears her down. So she explained the job to you and gave you the papers to sign? He said Gavin would handle that stuff. With a sigh, he rubs his forehead, feeling a headache coming on.
That would be me. I'm
I'm-
Gavin Cooper.
Okay.
I'm the business manager here at the Funplex. I make sure we manage to keep having a business, rather than a pile of rapidly collapsing fiscal mistakes.
Okay. Right, so as you no doubt guessed, you'll be exchanging tickets for prizes. But that's the least part of your job. There's more to it than that? You're the floor attendant. You attend to the floor. What, the carpets?
Seriously?
The floor, the arcade, the games, the patrons. You're the one running around putting out fires and sorting out problems. Technically, you're a second floor attendant. Ashley will be in later, but we need two. One to roam and one to operate the desk. You're in. I do it myself, but I'm typically busy in the back office making sure the whole thing doesn't fall to bankruptcy. That's why Francine loved filling in. She's a people person. She loves helping out in a pinch. I am not a people person, as you've likely gathered. I can appreciate that. That's not to say you're alone out here. I'm in your corner, at least. If things go south, you tap me for advice on what to do. You got a phone? Of course. Gavin quickly passes me his business card. He apparently has a stack of them at the ready in his pocket. Go figure. His phone number is listed at the bottom. You ever worked at a high-pressure customer service job before? Shoe sales. Smelly socks? You have no idea. Right, well, you know how to keep your head when a customer doesn't, I hope. But anything goes sideways, you text me. If I'm not around, you text Ashley or Naomi. In that order. Who and who? You'll meet them both soon enough.
I think not.
Above all, do not bug Francine. She's practically retired. Let her enjoy that retirement in peace. Comprendo? I got this. Stress feeds me, makes me strong. Angry gets shit done. I eat stress and crap solutions. Don't worry, I can manage the floor while you manage the business just fine.
Doubtful.
That remains to be seen. Last guy sitting in that stool was a slacker and an idiot. And even though he was a family, Francine dropped him like a bad habit.
If you stay clear and honest with me, do your work, do it well, we'll get along swimmingly.
Fair enough.
I have enough problems keeping this magical arc of hopes and wishes afloat. Please, don't add to my problems.
Magical arc of what now? Gavin sighs again, a stress release gesture, but his expression softens somewhat afterwards.
I take it Francine told you her theory, that this is more than just a job, more than just an arcade.
Not really? I guess basically. That's my understanding.
I'm not into dressing up words. I like to speak plain. If I'm curt, then that's because optimization is a factor of my job.
I can appreciate that too.
Everybody working here wants to work here. This is where they belong, for one reason or another.
Fair.
Me? I love chaos. I love wrangling chaos specifically. The arcade industry is high risk, high reward.
Oh, I'm trying to think of a school in Mage.
In their lives. Everybody in this business has a dream they're chasing. It's a fragile thing, prone to getting crushed by hard reality.
Yeah, it is still cutting the
My job is
character
to
audio a
see
bit.
to
I'm looking at the
that
balance.
That
Okay.
includes Francine, who deserves better in her twilight years than desperately propping up a semi-failing business. So,
Dark.
you find some value in this place beyond your salary, or you'll burn out. Trust me. Last guy to sit there burned out hard. Now, can I trust you to mesh with our merry misfits?
I guess.
Well, let's be honest. I'm still trying to figure out my why. To be honest, I'm still sorting out why I'm here, what my dream is. But I'm not here to step on anyone else's dreams in the process. I'm here to do my best at supporting everyone. Yay, he doesn't hate me. Or maybe hates me less. Hard to call. I'd say we share similar views then. It'll be a pleasure to work with someone who's actually enthusiastic and competent. And hopefully this hive of weirdness will help you find your dreams along the way. Anyway, I need to go prepare your paperwork. Technically, you shouldn't be working until we've crossed the I's and dotted the T's, but since I'm already sitting here, you'd rather I stick around? That would be accurate. If you're willing to fudge things a bit and work today anyway, it'd help us out a lot. Now, if you don't mind, Naomi likely could use a hand in the workshop. Good opportunity to introduce yourself as well. Got it. Wait, someone else is here? I haven't seen anyone else. Yeah, that sounds like Naomi. Her workshop's through that door there, the one next to the UFO catcher. The crane game, to use layman's terms. Satisfied for now, Gavin heads in the back, presumably to the office to go crunch some numbers. If Francine's really taking a nap back there, hopefully she's out cold. Sorry, I missed the end of that. See? My first coworker ended up decidedly less cool of a guy than I thought he'd be. But he's not a total jerk, definitely. I've known really blunt people before. It's easy to mistake them for jerks, especially at first glance. Hello. I decided to give this guy an honest chance for now. Anyway, I should go meet my next coworker, this Naomi that he mentioned. Although I could swear Francine and I were the only ones here until now. Double door, also marked employees only. The apostrophe. Leads from the arcade floor to what feels like an industrial area of some sort. I turn the handle and step inside. Attic save points. In a little room tucked away. For a second, I honestly, is that like drawn over? Because that looks like straight up legit, like an office. I thought that was a photo at first. Either way, it looks really cool. In a little room tucked away between the back offices and the Funplex front, I find what is very likely this Naomi, speaking of only in myth and legend. Girl about my age, but certainly not my height, is tinkering away on what looks like a CRT tube monitor. That's redundant. The T in CRT is tube! It's like ATM machine. Oh! Huh, I didn't realize they had so many circuits. She doesn't notice me when I come in. Too busy soldering a capacitor into place. The lingering smell of melting metals fills the air of the poorly ventilated workshop. Excuse me. For lack of a better way to interrupt her. I was worried no matter what I did, she might, I don't know, burn her fingers or jump so high she hit the ceiling or something. Fortunately, the shock's not quite that intense. Hello.
Hey, you know this room is for employees only.
Guilty, he said with no apostrophe.
Do you need something?
I'm nekobun. I'm the new floor attendant, starting today.
Oh! Hi. I didn't realize Francine already found someone. I guess I forgot to check my text. Oh, whoops.
That's why she's third on the stack, because trying to text her, you might not get a response. Sounds like me. She spares a glance at her phone on the nearby workbench where a huge stack of green notification messages lie in wait. Yeah, that's very me. I also just noticed there's different colors for the different characters. I'm kind of hoping that's... I mean, I have a feeling that might be coded to the certain personality types, but I don't want to... I'm going to try to avoid focusing on that. One thought comes... And I could just be totally wrong. It could just be to discern them or tie into their outfits or something. Anyway, one thought comes to mind on actually seeing her. Let's not be a dickhead. It was right at the heart of the building, but totally isolated. With the heavy doors closed behind me, I could barely hear the arcade. Considering how completely and utterly dedicated he was to that monitor, not even noticing me, I guess that's also why. What I first noticed is her smile. Also, I know who Cat Despira is, so really, the second one is a total dick move. What I first noticed is her smile. Even when squinting to see the tiny components on that circuit board. That's only one example, Cat Despira, but Yeah, anyway. Even when laser focused, she was smiling happily.
Anyway, I'm Naomi Fairchild, the Funplex's techie. Hi! Pleased to meet you. I was expecting Gavin, though. He usually checks up on me about now.
He's busy doing strange things with numbers.
Yeah, that sounds like Gavin. I take it he sent you along to help? Great. Give me a hand with this monitor. It's really heavy, and I'm still paranoid about dropping it after what happened last time.
I don't want to know what happened last time because I have a very good idea what happens when you drop a CRT monitor. Really, what happened last time?
Oh, well, I dropped it.
Oh, right. She helps me lift the large cathode ray tube. See, I told you it was part of the abbreviation. Slotting the heavy metal framework into place within the exposed guts of a nearby arcade cabinet. Once done, she starts hooking wires back up to other wires. There's a surprising number of green circuit boards in that largely hollow wooden shell. This is the first time I've seen inside one of these things. It's weird. Lots of empty space, a couple large slabs of circuits, and that beefy monitor. Why is it so empty in there? Seems inefficient. Couldn't you pack more games in the arcade if this was more compact? Not really. It's about the footprint on the floor rather than the vertical height. This is true. Naomi keeps working, using a pocket multimeter to check various connections as she speaks.
Let me explain.
I mean, compare Japanese and American and Japanese cabinets. Ours are designed for standing players, so they have to be upright, even if that means an empty base. Japanese candy cabs are shorter, so you play sitting down. But I prefer American style. Ours have more room for art. She closes up the rear access panel, closing it with one of the many keys on the key ring at her side, and steps back to admire her handiwork. There's genuine joy in that smile. Not just a job well done, but look at the whole thing. It's like a fine sculpture.
So beautiful.
Oh, I love the classic Midway style. Look at those sharp angles, the side art decal, the side art decals, the bold font on the marquee, the bezel artwork. The what on the what and the what artwork? With a sigh, Naomi points out the key features to me. I like that it's kind of like a primer for if you're not familiar with arcade games. The strip across the top with the game title. That's the marquee. The artwork that wraps around the monitor, that's the bezel. I mean, you see it all. You see it too, right? How beautiful and cohesive it all is, working in harmony to give this game its own unique feel, its own experience. As for me, well, I agree. It's beautiful in its own way. The way she stares lovingly at this, well, honestly, this box of wooden circuits and vacuum tubes and stuff, I think I understand. It was made to be one whole thing. The art, the style, and of course the game itself. All of it part of the same experience. Everything about this game is the game. If you run it on an emulator or on a game console instead, it's made lesser. Yeah, I guess I can see it. It's beautiful in its own way. Oh, good. Naomi lights up with joy like a pinball machine, all twinkly and shining. Finally, so few people really understand the beauty of a classic arcade game. Having someone I can talk to about this stuff is going to be great. Especially with that jerk Gavin running the numbers. Gavin? What's wrong with Gavin?
I don't know.
Okay, well, don't get me wrong. I can get along with him, generally, but his whole attitude is just, ugh. All he really cares about is money. He keeps the arcade running, and yeah, I just know if he had his druthers, he'd gut the whole place. If anyone's gonna ruin the Funplex, it's him. Mark my words, it's inevitable. That doesn't sound right. He seemed easy enough to get along with, and what's more, Gavin gave me that whole speech about protecting their dreams. Looks like a pretty sore point here. She probably wants to order, like, some vintage machines or something, and he's not down for it. A long-standing argument is that the new guy really shouldn't get involved with. And yet, I'm involved, aren't I? I have to work with both Naomi and Gavin. So, I'm not sure I should prod at it, but I kind of want to know, too. Let's let her keep talking. I just get so mad thinking about what evil money-minded schemes he's probably cooking up. No, not gonna get worked up. I guess she's just suspicious. Besides, it's not right of me to dump all this workplace gossip right on the head of the newbie. You seem like a good person, and you love arcade games like I do. Right, let's get back to work, shall we? Now for the less fun part. You seem like a strong, strapping kind of guy. Don't you have a dolly? Well, strong guy, at least. Well, you're a guy, that's enough. I'm semi-insulted, then? Okay, let's get to it. Right, a little to the left now. My left, you're right, careful. Now, forward, right, correct. I mean, not turn to the right. Keep it coming, and there. Carefully, tip it into place. Okay. I still don't know if they have a dolly. Victory. I gently ease the rolling dolly. Okay. Nobody is, like, spraining anything tonight. Good. I gently ease the rolling dolly forward, the giant wooden box sliding into place amongst its neighbors. The two-wheeled dolly makes it easier, but hardly easy. Especially with Naomi fretting over her baby getting scratched or worse, falling over. But with the work done, she all smiles again. Okay, good to be done with that one. I swear, I've been working on that monitor for ages. Those tubes are finicky as heck. I'm still not totally satisfied with the flyback, but thanks for helping me out, Neko. I think you're going to do just great here. Happy to... Oh. Right. Stomach growling. Food required, except I wasn't expecting to actually be working today. I forgot to pack a lunch.
Pizza on a bagel.
Oh, this is going to be the entire time, and I love it.
Now, I'm just talking here, but if you had pizza on a bagel... Shh. Hey, so any good restaurants in walking distance? I think that bookstore next door sells donuts and stuff, but... Oh, no, not really, unfortunately. I mean, there's a cheapo Wub Sub sandwich place, but even that, if that stuff is super tasty, you don't want to go there. You need to eat healthy.
Thank you for dissing Subway. I approve.
Hey, I know. Wait right here.
And she's off, scurrying back to her hidey hole. And she's back, scurrying from her hidey hole.
Lunchtime. Here you go.
She presses a box lunch in my hands.
It's a bento box. I learned how to make them from my mom, who learned from her mom back when they lived in Japan. Rice and pickles and all sorts of good healthy things.
Wait, you're giving me your lunch?
Sure, why not?
And yet when I first walked into as a stranger, she looked super uncomfortable with me. That escalated quickly. What'll you have for lunch then?
Oh, I can just get some nachos from the vending machine or hit the whole story next door.
We've got a book delivery to pick up anyway. But you said, oh, the hole is the donut part. Okay, it's not it might still be about butts, but it's not necessarily about butts. But you said eating healthy was important?
See you after lunch.
I can't help but think we should just try looking for an excuse to go get some junk food instead. I'd say Naomi definitely fits in with Francine's ideals for this arcade. She's got a love for these games, and it shows. And giving me your lunch? Me, a total stranger? That's a kindness I don't know if I deserve, but I appreciate it all the same. So, a bento box. I've only seen these in It's just like my Japanese animes! It's cute, and hopefully has plenty of calories, too. Armed with a box of health food, I retired to the employee lounge to eat my lunch, to get my munch on. Room where I had my bizarre job interview will suffice for food times, but it's not much, but a few folding chairs and a kitchenette. It'll do. Okay. I put the butt somewhere it shouldn't be. Phrasing! My utterly famished by this point, I have a seat and unpack my loaned lunch. We have a mascot. Coherent screaming. Yeah. I'm just gonna wait death. Well, it was a good run. Death by floofy monster was definitely not something I considered the thousands of ways I'd pictured my own death. Honestly, I thought I'd pass doing something I loved. Alas, may the Reaper take me swiftly and painlessly.
Rude, this floofy monster has feelings too.
Wait, you aren't my doom? Oh, hey, you're human. That's an improvement, I think.
Hey, so I'm sorry if I traumatized you. Really.
A little bit of fry, okay.
Can we start over, maybe?
Sure. I nod my head slowly, although that could just be muscle spasms from being in shock.
I'm Ashley.
And I'm Neko.
I'm also Pinky, the Funplex Flamingo. It's my secret, yet not so secret identity.
Fair. What the Funplex what now? Excuse me. There's almost too much to take in. Gavin was a bit of a lot. Naomi was off the scale cheerful. I've met some really intense people so far.
Did you sneak into the employee section just to get my autograph?
Me? No.
Oh, I thought you would recognize Pinky from all the signs around the arcade. Pinky is the mascot of the Funplex after all.
I didn't see any signs. No, that's not what I meant at all. I mean, I work here.
You work here? Since when?
Today? This morning to be specific.
Oh, awesome! Welcome to the Funplex.
I mean, It would have been way cooler if you were just so enamored with the chibi flamingo creature plastered on every wall that you had to know more.
Let's see.
I'd perk that up a little bit.
You could have stealthily maneuvered your way through all the games, sliding right up to the employees only door. But how did you get the door code?
Ooh.
Of course.
Alright, she's a little spaced.
You would have collected the password on a piece of paper that fell from Gavin's pocket. You searched your heart and decided the 4-digit number had to be the intel you needed.
Let's see.
Next, you needed to lie in wait for the opportune moment to punch in that secret key code, just to find me.
It just keeps going and going. Actually, is that how I come across? Maybe he actually does have a point. Juniper sometimes says my mildness can be off-putting. I guess if this job doesn't work out, I could always start a life of crime.
And how would you have snuck out, I wonder? I could have helped, but for a price.
Ashley finally realizes she's babbling to herself for a good couple minutes.
Oops. Sometimes I get swept up in a good story. I mean, I gotta find some way to make this job more interesting.
Is it really that dull here?
No, not really. I just crave a different kind of excitement than beeps and boops, screaming children, and broken machines.
You aren't really painting the best picture here.
Ah, jeez, I didn't mean to be a downer. I just want to move up in the world. I've got things to accomplish, dreams to fulfill, cosplay to make.
Okay, she's cosplay. I get that now. Cosplay? As we switch topics, it's like she's a completely different person. Ashley's eyes light up and she smiles.
Yeah, you know, like dressing up as your favorite video game or TV character. I love it. It's so empowering to be able to make your own costume and wear it proudly. It's even better when people recognize what character you are.
Empowering? Really? Granted, she certainly had the power to stop my heart for a few beats.
Definitely. You want to try? I got a favorite game character? I can help you make your first cosplay if you want. In fact, I made this one.
I think Ashley's pointing to her flamingo costume, but it's a little hard to tell with her hands as feathers. So, Pinky is your creation? Intentionally?
Yep, it looks pretty good for my first mascot cosplay, doesn't it?
Probably stitch my hands together. I'm all thumbs when it comes to stuff like that. Literally, if I get enough thread running between them. I'm pretty impressed, though. Naomi was going on about craftsmanship of games. Clearly you're digging on craftsmanship of costumes.
Aw, thanks! It's nice when hard work is appreciated. I wore it around the Funplex to liven up the crowds, get people pumped to play some games, and the kids seem to adore it.
That is really easy to do. I once dressed as a shark for a beer promo, and there were children, and it... Wow. Yeah, it was a thing. That makes sense. Although the arcade been completely dead so far. No crowds to pump up or kids to be adored by.
Hey, secret between you and me?
Ashley motions for me to come closer. She leans in, glances around the room once, and then talks in a hushed tone.
I did some repairs on Pinky overnight. I had to restitch the left arm. It was giving her an old test drive to make sure it doesn't fall off.
Huh. Limbs falling off seems bad.
Oh, it was! Yesterday I was dancing with a little girl. Must have been 5-6 years max. Anyway, we were next to the Showtime stage when she tugged on my arm and... whoosh! Off came the arm.
Girl instantly started bawling. Well, at least you're consistently scaring people, and it's not just me.
Nope.
Hey now. I don't want that to happen again. I felt so bad. But enough about me. What about you?
So you're Carl's replacement? I guess so. I'm the new floor attendant. I attend to the floor. The floor is the thing I am attending to when I am not going into cardiac arrest.
At least you're funnier than Carl, that's for sure.
I can't wait to go home and tell Juniper I do have a sense of humor. She'll be so proud.
I assume you've already met Francine, but have you had a chance to meet Gavin and Naomi yet?
Yeah, I met them already. Although it seems like they aren't too keen on each other.
Right?
Ashley rolls her eyes and lets out a sigh.
I wish they would hurry up and make out already.
Yeah. Wait. What? Seriously? So, are they going out?
Haha, nope. They always bicker like an old married couple. The classic anime cliche. The ones who fight always end up together. Mark my words, Neko.
Consider them marked.
Beep beep.
What's that sound?
Drat, I set an alarm for when my lunch break was over. Time to get back to the grindstone. I didn't even get a chance to eat.
No.
That's no good. Neko needs his calories. You eat up. I'll go watch the floor. In fact, how about I take over the ticket desk for the next shift? You do my job and wander the floor a bit.
Fair enough. Thanks. This is where we meet some more people. Ashley wakes before her face disappears into the dark recesses of that inhuman mask. He's gonna wear it at the desk? Okay. As I'm wolfing down rice in the shape of a little heart, wow, it occurs to me that I didn't actually ponder my first impressions of Ashley yet. Let's see. I like the enthusiasm. The way Ashley's whole expression changed when she talks about things she's passionate about just warms my heart. Her beaming energy just lights up the whole room. I wonder if one day I'll be that excited about something. Whoa! Damn. Anyway, with lunch in my belly and break time complete, the second half of my workday began. Rolling into the afternoon, the crowd starts to fill out. School's done, and the late rising pros are heading out to the arcades of choice. Big ups to the late rising pros! With Ashley covering the desk, my job is to wander the floor looking for problems, or potential problems, or just making sure everything's A-okay. But for starters, it's a good moment to collect my thoughts. I think I'm off to a decent start with my coworkers. Good first impressions at any rate. Cooperation's going to be a must. I've had awful coworkers before, and they really drag down your day. Yeah. Hang on, no time for daydreaming. No, wait. That was double nose. Double negative. It's positive. I think I spot, let's see, 3 possible issues to look into. I should have time to get to all of them, but which do I tackle first? Irate customer near movie's magic mage. Cursing up a storm. Loud crowd at Showtime stage. Like, I want to check out Showtime stage, but if somebody's, like, cursing, that's going to get overheard by the other patrons, so... A lot of shouting coming from the center of the arcade where Fist of Discomfort is being played. I remember Iris telling me all about it earlier today while I was bored to death at the ticket desk. Fist of Discomfort, or FOD, is one of the most popular games in the esports circuit. It's been a staple to see for over 6 years. One year, Team Wicked Prodigies took on the Unreal and came back to win in the dying seconds of a tiebreaker match, picking up a record $5 million prize pot. Well, that's a lot of moolah. And how? Okay, so how does it work? The hybrid real-time strategy and button mash brawling. Each player is defending their dojo and its three sensei from attacks by the other player. Obviously, you can do this by attacking the other player with their 3 sensei directly, with punches and kicks and stuff. But you should also summon your own army of ninjas to march down the top and bottom lanes to do most of the fighting for you. This is actually like a weird throwback to the first game we played tonight. That's the strategy element. The combination of knowing when to summon allies, what stat boost items to buy from your dojo shop, and your combat skill of fending off enemies. You can punch through your opponent's minions, topple all their sensei, and destroy their dojo. So, summon good ninjas, punch bad ninjas, smash dojo. I'd say boiling down a rich game of action and strategy played the world over by top gamers in such a way is a bit degrading, but sure, okay. All of which is super interesting and stuff, but right now all I care about is dealing with the loudmouth currently playing the game. The closer I get, the louder the yelling gets. Most of these are words that...
What the
Okay. I love that they actually did, like, game graphics for this. This is amazing. No, these are definitely all words my mother would disapprove with. You've got to be f***ing me. There's no booping way that this is even plausible. Those hitboxes don't even connect. This game. And all night long. Get wrecked. Okay, so he's just a rando. Oh, this is far from over, scrub. See if I have a little something extra special for you. I've been baiting you into attacking my sensei, which you fell for. Hard. Oh, hey. Did I forget to mention I bought an extra ultimate technique scroll from my dojo? Oops. My B. Wait, what? You haven't been farming. How could... XP share technique with creep waves. Take this! 5-volt explosive death claw technique. Sorry, I'm kind of falling back on Iris's voice there. I'm not sure where to go with this. What? How did you defeat me? No. Oh, I love the Contra explosions there. That's good.
Oh, GG.
All right, so a little sassier. Got it.
No one can defeat me, Queen Bee.
Okay. My dry eyes blinking painfully makes me realize I've been standing here watching intently during that whole exchange. I'm not 100% sure what just happened, but that didn't matter. I was completely sucked in. Couldn't tear my eyes away. Like watching a train wreck. I mean, if the train was the arcade game and the wreck was that guy's face.
Kid, what are you staring at? Never seen a champion of my caliber before?
I have not. Oh, Seeing as how I don't even know how to start to even consider how to respond to her question, I have to take a moment to collect my thoughts. From what I've somehow gathered, she goes by Queen Bee. That jacket she's wearing identifies her as a member of L7 Gaming, an arcade esports team. And she's the most direct, fierce person I've met all day. That's saying a lot considering who I've run into so far. Seems cool. That level of excitement always gushing out. I can only imagine how much enjoyment she gets out of life. Sorry, everybody's interesting. She hasn't punched me in the face yet. What can I say? People love winning, and it seems like she wins a lot, at least between bursts of, what did Iris call it? Saltiness?
Hey, don't just stand there all weird and quiet-like. It's creepy.
She snaps her fingers to grab my attention.
So, are you gonna quarter up or not? Think you can best the hottest rising star of L7?
From what I've seen, I know I couldn't best a scrub, let alone professionally competitive player of this game. No. No thank you. Plus, I'm not sure I'm allowed to play games while I'm working.
You work here?
Yes. I enforce arcade law within this noble funplex. You bet! In fact, I was just hired earlier. I'm the new floor attendant. The game is your quarter. Come to me. Ha ha ha!
Wait, you're serious? Okay then, welcome aboard this runaway
I
train.
haven't given you a name tag yet. How am I supposed to know who you are?
I think that was actually a weird tactic to have me introduce myself to her. I'm Neko. I did technically just start working here 6 hours ago. Might take them time to issue me a name tag. Maybe they need to send a carrier pigeon to an ancient monastery where name tags are forged in a vast clay oven.
Nah, Gavin's just slacking big time. I'll talk to that silly boy for you. Make sure you get some proper respect.
Thanks.
No problem. We gamers gotta stick together.
I'm Queen Bee, by the way. Aggro-style FOD lane pusher specialist for L7 Gaming.
Okay. I figured that when you put your arms over your head, cheered and shouted, "No one can defeat me, Queen Bee."
Hey, I do not sound like that. Well, maybe a little.
Anyway, I'm one of the regulars around here besides Purpur and Tio.
Who?
So you'll be seeing a lot of me in the future.
Maybe last longer than the last guy. Oh, great. Now she's making my job into a competition. Oh, there's a betting pool, too.
You look like a smart kid. You've seen one of my many streams on the internet, right?
Nope. I literally have no idea what you were talking about.
Whoa.
Really? Have you been living under a rock for the past decade?
Yes. If you consider a small yet formidable apartment a rock, yeah and yes.
Oh, you sweet child. You are so innocent and pure. Come, let me show you the path to darkness that is the internet.
Sure, I'd like to learn more. Well, it is part of my job to know about all the games here. And if Queen Bee is going to give me some insight on the culture around this game, I should take advantage of it. Lead me further into the dark abyss, my mistress.
Yeah.
Queen Bee grabs my arm and pulls me closer to the Fist of Discomfort cabinet. And upon further inspection, I see the whole haphazard pile of tech she's rigged up. You can't just plug one of these cabs into the internet, so I use a number of clip-on webcams and mics and stuff. She's streaming live from the arcade. That's actually kind of awesome. What is it? Galloping Ghost does that. I haven't watched any of their stuff in a while, though. Because I think I turned off my Twitch notifications. I ain't got time for that, because I'm here. Hi, what's up?
That webcam there, it broadcasts to my own personal PC back home. So then streams matches live to all my fans. The chat room appears on my phone. It costs a bit to put everything all together. It takes like half an hour to rig up and test each morning. But after doing this here for a couple of years, it's easy peasy, and they just let her do. Well, I guess they said she's a regular, so she's putting money in the machine. So I can see why they would let that fly. Aside from Naomi grinding her teeth at my clip-on cameras, damaging the paint job, I mean. Anyway, I prefer to stream from the Funplex rather than home. There's so much to miss out on sitting by your lonesome with the console version of the FOD. Crowds, the wicked trash talk, the community. Well, wait, are you broadcasting live right now? Are we live right now? Ooh.
No way.
Haha, no, that was part of my warm-up matches. I've got a pretty big tournament coming up, so I try to get as much practice in as possible. Even if it is with a bunch of fodder. As in, you know, chum. Lunch meat. Scrubs? Losers?
I got the idea, yes. Queen Bee sees something out of the corner of her eye and glances around the arcade floor. She gives a nod to someone hanging near the Street Fighter cabinet.
Ah, my crew is starting to trickle in. We should be starting to team practice soon. Wait, what time is it? At the tone, the time will be 2:25 p.m. Eastern.
What the?
I gotta go live in 5 minutes. Listen, kid, it's been swell. We'll chat later, all right?
Sure. One thing, can you keep the swearing down at least a little? We've got little kids around here, and I don't want you to get in trouble with Gavin.
Him, meh, but for you, I'll keep it to a PG-13 rating.
So she gets one F-bomb. One F-bomb.
Now, if you'll excuse me, there's some butts around here that I need to kick.
Later.
I'm still not quite on with the voice. But we'll get maybe reasonably close one day. With a wave and twirl, she completely abandons me and returns to her Fist of Discomfort game. Maybe fires up her broadcast rig, and the shouting and milder swearing start up again. I should probably get out of here before I accidentally end up on the stream. Ash seems to run deep in this arcade. Everybody's spirit. We have an oblique reference to the title, burning with passion for, well, various things. But hey, passion's passions. Seems to like me, which will make my job easier in the long run. There's a huge FOD community in this arcade, despite being a tiny strip mall joint. Good to know. That's like the DDR community that used to bounce between the mall I went to and the mall that was like an hour away. They had they liked our machines. What to handle next? Well, Moopy's Magic Maze is right there, so let's just get that out of the way. My meat and floor attendant senses detect danger from the left-hand side of the arcade. I quickly rush all of 30 feet to the scene of the crime, already in progress. Oh, come on! Hurry up and finish your game! Do you work here? I saw you behind the desk earlier. Note to self, ask Gavin for a name tag or something. Yeah, I'm Neko, floor attendant. Well, stop attending to the carpets and attend to me! I want this wrap up his damn game so I can play. Ashley's face is obscured beneath her costume mask, but I can feel her wince as the man curses up a loose shriek. Sir, there are children present. Please keep the swearing to a minimum. You kick this fat piece off this game, and I'll sing Mary Had a Little Lamb all you want. Figuring out to hear the fat piece of side of the story before rushing to judgment, I tap the player on the shoulder. He doesn't even notice. I love that shirt. So I tap again, twice. Sir, there are other players waiting to give Mr. Movie's Magic Maze a spin. Curiously, the player looks up at the game's marquee. Thank you, Naomi. Which simply reads, Moopy! You know the game's full name? We should cover this on Pack Month. Oh, I see. He's got Moopy on the shirt. So I'm guessing he's just really good at it. Sure, I played it a lot when I was a kid. It's actually called Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze, right? Wizards and pellets, monsters, stuff. Yeah. A bit terse as he's laser focused on the game, and I can see why. He's currently sitting on 714,900 points. Holy crap, that's a heck of a high score. Or as this other guy would probably put it, what? That's a high score. Excuse me. Right, sir, can you please wrap up your game? Nope. Keep a good pace here. Plenty of livestock. On par, we're getting close to the world record before the kill screen. Somehow, the thick arcade jargon sounds classier when draped in his British... Okay, he's got a British accent. Like I'm watching some documentary program on the BBC. Yeah, but this is a public arcade. Other folks want to play the games too. He finishes clearing the current board while pondering the predicament. Okay. At first, I think he's stepping away to end his game, but he's letting his stock of 50 dudes slowly deplete as he pulls out his wallet. I pause. He pulls out $3,000 in cash and holds it out. Will this cover it? For a moment, I flash back to the movie where some dude pays another dude to sleep with his wife, and they fall in a bed covered with money and, for what exactly? The cost of the game. The cost of the game? The game itself. I'm floating somewhere between British, Irish, and Scottish there, and I apologize to all three of them. There might even be some Welsh in there. I've got the entire UK and change going. I have never seen this much raw cash in one place at any given time. It's not even in 20s, dudes rolling in Benjamins. One moment, please. On it. Fortunately, Iris is connected, but has my messenger app open for me with Gavin's contact info preloaded. With trembling fingers I key in. Customer wants to buy Moopy for $3K. What do? In less than a minute, I have my response. Considering we paid $200 for it plus parts, yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely yes. Sell that relic immediately. Well, okay then. Although, how's Naomi going to react to this? Offloading one of her darlings just because Gavin wants to make a 15-fold profit? It also feels kind of weird to taking advantage of this guy's lack of a grasp of the real cost of our old arcade machines. I knew all this workplace drama was going to catch up to me at some point, but with this rando breathing down my neck, I gotta make a decision. Be honest. It's an older game, and actually only costs us about $200, but, well, it's part of the arcade, sir. I expect this apparent gazillionaire to protest at not getting his way, but he's smiling. You're right, this is Mr. Moopy's home, after all. Let's compromise. I'll pay you $1,000 American and own the game, but you keep it here. In return, I get to play as long as I want, provided nobody's already playing. That way, I can keep chasing the score, but your arcade stays whole. I'd hate to break up a loving family. I like this guy! Naomi will be relieved to hear that. Even if Gavin may flame me for passing up $2,000. Good, I'd hate to make Naomi cry. How could I live with myself? Which leaves the rando hopping mad. To be fair, we had been kind of ignoring that he exists. What the fuck, man? What arcade is this anyway? Look at this, I'm going to Deco's Palace. Good riddance. And we just lost a customer, stomping his way out the door. Stomp. Stomp, stomp. On the plus side, Naomi won't cry. On the negative side, I just drove a rando out into the cold.
What a disagreeable fellow.
As for the player, well, he goes right back to playing. Eating pellets, zapping ghost monsters, clearing mazes. The crisis is behind us, so I can actually focus on who this crazy rich guy actually is. Take it from someone walling around in the lower tax brackets, the rich man can do whatever they want, whenever they want. And yet, that's not what this guy did. He could have, but he let us keep the game. He just wanted to play, that's all. And why? Because of Naomi. Because of the Funplex. The home and a family, for the games, and for us. Maybe it's for the best that I sent that rando out the door in favor of this guy. So, you know Naomi? He's happy to talk even while playing.
I'm a Funplex regular. My name's Percy.
Okay, Percy.
I'd hazard you're our new floor attendant. I was here when Francine
It's
seen
a little
you
low
behind the desk.
pitch for him. I'm going to keep that in mind. That's me, nekobun, arcade wrangler.
Hello then. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, and I look forward to getting to know you better.
So you've seriously just been playing Moopy all day, huh?
What can I say? It's my calling. I actually owned a Moopy cabinet once. Had it in my flat. But playing it by myself, all alone in the dark, it's not the same. I need the atmosphere.
The beeps and boops?
No, those you eventually learn to filter out. I mean,
That's going to be a running gag, isn't it?
the games, the lights, the kids, the feeling of being in an arcade. I score my best when I'm in real-world conditions. It's all about the emotions.
There's got to be at least one character who's into pinball, too. I'm looking forward to see how they play that.
Emotions around me to play at my finest.
Fair enough.
Naomi gets that. She keeps Moopy in top condition for the day I eventually land my high score.
What's the current world record, then?
About 3.5 million.
This guy has been standing here since I was working on the morning shift. Hours and hours, and he's still only about 720k into his game. Can't imagine him being in anything but top health condition to try this. Guy's got to have legs made out of carbon fiber and a bladder of tungsten.
I just let a few extra lives drain out whenever I need to go pee.
Also, he may be psychic. I feel like I should let him get back to the game, but burning questions, they burn, like fire. Must have a solid job, good income.
This and that.
Doesn't really seem to care about his work. Not in a guarded way, just less interesting than his current maze. Maybe he's actually the head of an international diamond smuggling ring, and they hide the stones inside arcade games.
Day trading.
Huh?
Day trading. Stocks and bonds. Anybody can do it if they have the head for the numbers.
It's really nothing important. Or maybe he's a day trader.
Don't think so.
I know few people are defined by their work. I know the arcade is home to those who've made their passion into their work, but it's the passion that matters more. I have my passions, the same as anyone. I look forward to learning yours as well. But I'm not deep in the middle of a game, I mean.
He's getting more and more distracted by the game. I should leave him be. I have to do a thing about a thing. Be seeing you, Mr. Button. Yet another weird encounter in a string of weird encounters. By the end, he sounded more like the high score junkies you hear about documentaries. Obsessed, driven, kind of strange. That's not the impression I had of him from the beginning. He smiled when talking about not splitting up the arcade. There's something more going on here, but well, he's a Funplex regular. There'll be plenty of time to learn more later. I don't know why I forgot to read how to read there. I've got work to do. Let's see what to handle next. Showtime stage. Time. My calling. My people. In the distance, I see a number of people gathering, which is surprising since the first half of my shift was complete and utter solitude. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy to see that people do come to the arcade, but it's quite the crowd that's assembling. Okay, real quick. Like, larger than Queen Bee's team was. Rowdier, too. It has to be against some fire code or safety protocol or something, right? Being a citizen that enjoys living, having an escape route in case of emergency is necessary. Time to clear the way and pave my own path of safety. As I approach, I see flashing neon lights accompanied by upbeat Europop drifts. An auditory flashback right back to 1980X. I can't help but nod my head to the beat. A pulsate... Eurobeat was more of a 90s thing. Although this is kind of an alternate universe, so whatever. Pulsating mass of people surround a Showtime stage, cheering on the current player. The game itself takes up a whole corner of the arcade, requiring a fair amount of space to actually play. Showtime stage is an ultra-modern arcade smash hit. It uses motion tracking sensors hidden behind the colored spotlights to check dance pose accuracy and score your sweet moves. So it's a mix of power and DDR, judging by the layout. Or basically it's, you know, that dance game that's on the Kinect that I have. Whatever. It's pure dance fever. Can you catch the fever, Neko? I had my dance fever shots at the doctor's office earlier this season. As the dance ends, one of the players hops down from the stage and immediately starts talking to a young man leaning up against the back wall. Oh, those were the two that Queen Bee mentioned. Did you see that, Teo? Got my first... Let's stop the beat. I love how their outfits are literally inspired by the ridiculous, especially the ridiculous Americanized outfits of the Xbox DDRs. Yeah, I did. You're doing great. Remember last month you couldn't even pass that song? Toad's impressive. I'm gonna keep practicing and one day maybe even surpass you. Hey, I hope you do. And when you do, you can be the one who brings in new dancers and teaches them how to play. As the next song starts, my eyes shift from their conversation to observe the gyrations and intricate limb movements coming from Showtime stage. I feel my head bobbing and my foot tapping. Hey, it's a really catchy song. Can you blame me? I'm getting really into it when I feel a hand on my shoulder.
Care to dance?
How about you? You want to take this? Want to take the spotlight? I want to take the surfer edge a little off that. Sure, I can learn as I go. Let's dance. Back when I was stomping around on dance mat games as a kid, they had arrows. Not sure I didn't even know how to play this one, but it has caught my curiosity. From the previous observed conversation, this guy seems to know the ins and outs of this weird dancing game, and is keen to teach. Before I commit to getting down with my bad self, I think I should know a little more about exactly what that entails. Plus, I'm used to playing these games solo, less chance of stomping on someone else's foot that way. 'Tis a valid point. However, how could I resist to ask a guy such as yourself? You caught my eye from the moment you walked over.
Hey, wait. You're new here, right?
Yes, very.
My name's Mateo, but everyone here just calls me Teo.
Teo's the best!
Greatest guy here.
You think like our leader? Yeah?
Oh, please, I'm nothing really.
He looks directly into my eyes.
Nothing as special as you.
Oh, great. We found the flirt.
I just like to show newbies the ropes and teach them how to play. Our community is small, but we're all super close.
That is actually usually true of the dark communities.
I think you'd be a perfect addition to our gang.
Great, I'm getting inducted to a gang now. Who do I have to kill?
So, what do you say? Play our silly dancing game?
Teo outstretches his arm to me, waiting for my hand to grab his. I signed up for this. I couldn't care less that I'm supposed to be working. As a kid, I remember stomping around on dance mats. Gavin's gonna yell at me. Why not try out 20X's hottest dance game? Even if I technically don't know how to play it yet. Told you I was gonna go in on this. Without a thought, I take his hand. Let's do this. As I'm about to step up on the stage, an ominous shiver crawls down my spine. I glance over and spot Ashley standing behind the ticket counter. I know I can't see her face behind the mask, but I can totally sense she's glaring daggers my way. It's creeping me out. On second thought, I'm actually supposed to be working right now. I'm the new floor attendant, Neko. Really? But I hadn't seen you around here at all. What happened to the other guy? He was actually pretty good at Showtime stage, now that I think about it. He's out. I'm in. Purely year 0 of the Floor Attendant Neko regime.
Hello there.
Well, it's an honor to meet you, Neko. I hope we get to know each other well. Please stop winking at me. Indeed. For someone who loves Showtime stage as much as you do, I haven't actually seen you play yet. True, most of the time during these meetups, I tend to let everyone else play. I go around to make sure everyone is happy and having a blast. But what about you and your feelings? Teo shrugs. My happiness comes from making other people happy. That's all I need in life. Which is all well and good, but I still need to deal with this crowd. How best to handle it? Okay. Good, we can talk about getting to workplace safety together. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you gotta break up the band. Unless you want to film one of those retro 1960X public public cervix announcements! Good night. I'm out. Jesus Christ. Okay, public service announcement videos where someone loses a leg dancing off the stage or into the crowd. Oh yeah. Guess we're kind of overdoing it a little. Shaking hands with danger. Hey, when the heat is on and the lights are shining, these things happen. I'll take care of it. Luckily, the song that was being played just finished. Teo jumps up on the stage and cups his hands over his mouth. Hey, listen! We need to keep this area to the left of the stage clear.
Oh man, why?
I like my spit. Hey now, you know the deal. We all have to be cool about fire safety. The references are just enough to like be good, but also drive me mad. It's Neko's first day, so let's show him some respect. I see everyone turn and glare at me. Great, now I'm going to be known as the party pooper. Guess I've had worse reputations in my life. I'm like, I hope it's not about being a floor pooper. Not right enough for that. Like that one time I had to close the pool because of that dirty bandage floating in the water. No one talked to me for a week. Hey, don't disappoint me, crew. Neko's just doing his job. Reluctantly, the crowd reshuffles itself in a semi-orderly fashion. As everyone settles into a safer way of watching the game, Teo jumps down and comes back to me. Better? I nod, genuinely impressed with how Teo can capture his community's attention. They listen to him and have the utmost respect for him. Yeah, actually, much better.
Didn't mean to cause any trouble. Sometimes we just get so caught up in the game, you know? Of course you know.
Oh, I know.
Hey.
You know I know.
Join us later. Maybe when your shift's over. We'll all be here dancing until closing time.
Yeah, I wonder if there's days you can actually like take the day off and choose to either come here or maybe go with somebody else to hang out. As long as that dancing is within the law, carry on. Officer Neko has spoken. I start to walk away ready for my next venture when I remember something I should do. Turn back to Teo. Hey, thanks.
No problem.
Please stop looking at me. Well, I feel nice and accomplished. I was able to uphold the safety of the arcade and make a new friend. I'd say that's pretty good for my first day. Even Gavin's got to be impressed, right? With that business sorted out, it's time to leave Showtime stage. The arcade is now at peace. My work here is done. The last Metroid is in captivity. Well, actually, we're a few hours from closing time, so my work here isn't quite done, but, you know. So at peace, in fact, that I don't even notice the underboss of the arcade sliding on up behind me. Probably should have been sidling, but whatever.
Good day.
Not a bad day. Not a bad first day so far. I've been keeping tabs on you, well, others have been, and they've been texting me. You know, I should consider getting a proper group chat app going. I've got a crappy phone plan. My texts aren't free. Valid point. I'll look into that.
Impressive.
I'm impressed with how you handle yourself. I think you're going to work out just fine. Anyway, I've prepared your paperwork, and if you'd like to go sign it and make this working relationship a bit more above board.
Yeah.
So you're staying? Please tell me you're staying. I mean, I fed you and everything. Francine hasn't fired him yet, right?
The adorable nightmare joins the impromptu staff gathering.
Neko's off to a great start. Here's to your first day, followed by many more.
Don't you two have jobs to attend to?
Just ordered a replacement power supply for Robotron. Nothing left to do for today. Not many kids around for me to entertain.
Finally, a quiet moment. My dream job has been going a mile a minute since I got here. Is it my dream job? I told Francine I wasn't sure why I was here, but I was willing to try and find out for myself. It'd be silly to think I'd find my purpose after a single day, but on the whole, that day's been pretty decent. I'm starting to get along with my coworkers, I'm helping people with their problems. What more could I want? What more could I want? Well, I don't know. Not yet, but I'll find out. One day.
We've only got a few more hours till closing, and it's nice and quiet. And we game a bit.
Speak for yourself. I've still got paperwork to handle.
Oh, come on. Don't act like you don't game.
Irrelevant.
Now your dirty little secret.
What? Naomi.
Sneaking it early each morning. You play pinball.
He's the pinball guy. I did not see that coming.
You're a pinball wizard.
Well, what of it? Bring order to chaos. Pinball is the very expression of that art form. Okay, I can kind of see that.
You know what we should do? Impromptu pinball tourney.
Girls are giggling, and I'm finding myself smiling right alongside them. All in all, not a bad way to end my first day. If I'm not that good at pinball, I gotta suck. I like it, I'm just terrible.
By the way, I've booked a birthday party for this afternoon.
What? Same? Just the look, same. The looks of confusion and outright terror on their faces, all laughter dying off immediately, are vaguely concerning to me.
Sorry, I meant to tell you, dears, but I plumb forgot.
A birthday party. How old are the kids, may I ask?
It's her 5th birthday. Oh, to be young again. The 5-year-olds.
Naomi starts pulling out her hair, eyes wide and trembling.
Throwing ski balls overhead under the glass. Jumping up and down on pinball machines. And chewing gum in the coin slots. Look at my costume, tearing pieces off it.
Naomi, Ashley, keep it together. We've survived kids' birthday parties before.
Doom, the end is nigh.
I'd hate to get in the way of all the fun. Yep, it's time for my afternoon nap anyway.
I thought we were almost done day one.
Have fun, dears.
Right, battle stations, everyone. I'll take the ticket desk so I can oversee operations. Ashley, greet the kids. Naomi, watch for hardware damage. Neko, roaming duty. Look for trouble, do what you can. Prepare yourselves. They are coming. Like it on... I love the child noises. This is great. Like an oncoming tidal wave, the rumble is felt before it is seen. Parents pulling into the parking lot. Minivans disgorging kindergartners, and suddenly... Good God. An explosion of small humans rushes the doors, bursting into the arcade before scattering every which way. Even before any of them get tokens, they're grabbing a joystick, smashing buttons, eager to get their game on, or even just pretend to be playing. Crew assumes battle stations, Naomi by the fragile pinball machines, Ashley near the door, trying to distract the incoming kids to greet them. Gavin, armed with pre-stacked $10 rolls of tokens, quickly exchanges them with the adults. He's waiting in line at the change machines. As for the pro gamers, well, Queen Bee and Teo's friends bolt for the exit. They know better. Abandoning them. Keen on getting out of the head of the Surgeon Kitties, I guess? Oh, well and good, but I have no idea where I'm supposed to be. Roaming duty, Gavin said. Look for trouble, Gavin said. I mean, I was doing that before, but now the chaos is multiplied. For a few minutes, I'm like a pinball, being bounced around. Or like that frog trying to cross a highway of traffic. Complete side note here, I love that the frames... Not only are they neon, but they've got like the whole little gap, because they, you know, where the neon would plug in and then wrap around. That's a cute touch. Eventually, I spot 3 possible problems on the rise, and Neko, professional floor attendant, is ready to attend to them. And ready to save. What time is it? I mean, I guess we'll find out when we save. Okay. I think once we, yeah, hopefully this wraps up the day and we can finish there. Because I think uploading this, I'm just going to break it down by day instead of 20-minute episodes. Which one of these should I tackle first, though? I may not be able to deal with all of them in time. Okay. Fighting near cupcakes. Adult shouting at a kid. Kid crying over stolen tickets. Percy sounds like he might stand in over the ticket, or step in over the tickets. I'm going to go for the cupcakes first, because that's going to make a mess. And then I'm going to take on the adult, because I hate shitty parents. Or, well, angry parents. I can smell disaster in the wind, and it smells sweet. As in, I can smell that box of birthday cupcakes one of the parents left near the ticket desk. Kids swarming around it, scavenging for their favorite icing colors. First, my inner child is merely offended that someone thought one of these icing blob cupcake cakes disappear to actual birthday cake. Thank you for calling that shit out. Yeah. I used to be big on cake wrecks. But there are clearly larger issues at stake than that.
I want a chocolate. Don't take all the chocolate.
That seems like a reasonable request.
I want 2 cupcakes. Give me 2 cupcakes.
That is an unreasonable request.
No fair. Everybody gets one, and mine's gotta be chocolate.
Of course, the kid at the front grabs the last one.
Keepers, losers, weepers.
I'm gonna knock him out. Parents aren't paying attention. They're too busy complaining about their jobs and the weather and the PTA and stuff. Meaning when the first cupcake is thrown, nobody is there to stop it.
Stop it. I want chocolate.
Break him. As blobby wads of icing and sponge cake go flying, I glance over to the coin-op games, which are about to get caught in the crossfire. Naomi, who's busy trying to unjam a joystick, one of the kids waggled too hard. Rest in peace. Looks up to see the cupcake onslaught coming your way. As does Ashley, whose fuzzy costume is nice and inviting target for flying confectionery. Act fast, Neko. I'm saving the machine. You can wash a costume. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Quickly, I hurl myself into the action. Good down, Miss Naomi. Numbness sets in as multiple rounds of frosting-coated mortar impact against my body. When I finally hit the ground, my clothes are totally ruined. Alas, my noble self-sacrifice could not save them both.
What? No.
Taking the Funplex Flamingos now covered a wide variety of icing colors from across the visible spectrum. Eiko, no, you were so young and pure. Naomi. So cold. Lie still, Neko. Don't let you die on me. I'm not dying. The icing's just kind of cold and sticky. And gross. Ow. By this point, the lackadaisical parents have finally noticed the pastry wars and are busy routing up the combatants for various scoldings. I need to get out of this ASAP and put some stain treatment on it. Neko, can you cover the floor for me? Considering it's my fault you got caked, absolutely. It's not your fault. I mean, I guess the games cost more than my fuzzy felt. I'll be back ASAP.
Thank you.
I guess they meant to be A. That was supposed to be A, but I don't know. I guess what other way would you phoneticize A? That was so brave of you. I mean, okay, it was just cupcakes, but that was still so brave. You saved the game we worked on together. Actually, it's only now that I noticed the Joust game that was protected. I would die for Joust, or I would eat cupcakey death for Joust. Not gonna lie, it was protected from a severe and sustained cupcaking. I'm Naomi's hero of the day. She's smiling at me expectantly. Quick, Neko, say something cool. The pastry. It'll take more than just a wad of icing on a tiny amount of cake to put me down for the count. Bring it on. Hit me with a sheet cake. I'll fudge you the whale. Fudge you the whale! God! I actually really like this game. I'm happy. I can take it and come back for more. Yes, well, let's not actually invite diabetes upon your person. I'm not as cool with diabetes jokes, but anyway. But thank you. It's good to know you're willing to step up for me like this. I better finish up my work here and get out of the way of the party. You've got more work to do. Good luck. Now, from Gavin, I snatched one of the official Funplex t-shirts to replace my cupcake top. After a few minutes in the bathroom, I changed to wipe all icing off my pants and ready to go again. Right, that's sorted out. The other two situations are about to spin out of control. I've only got time to deal with one of them. Which one? I do not... Yeah, don't yell at your kids. Sounds of hardship call to me from Fast Cars 5 racing games. Also, it's into the racing games. Oh, there better be a racing game person. I need a racing game buddy. I could be the racing game person. Anyway, shouting adults and crying children are never particularly good signs, and I hope beyond hope that I can take this on. I shake the discomfort off, and now it's time to doubt myself. Now it's time to doubt myself. Now's not the time to doubt myself. I need to find out what's going on and stat. Get a little liquid courage. A little 4.5% liquid seltzer courage. As I get closer to the revving of engines and the clacking of shifting gears, I see a grown woman berate a cowering boy.
I did it.
Admit it. I know what you did, you brat. You manipulated my precious son to put his tokens in your game. You should be ashamed of yourself. I'm sorry. Children like you are the absolute worst. Garbage.
Punch you in the face, woman. Ma'am, keep your voice down. There's no need to shout at a child, no less. What's going on here?
This jerk of a boy told my sweetest beyond sweet Oh, God. His own tokens is a racing machine, so he can play for free. Josh earned those tokens from his own allowance, and I won't let some devil child steal his money.
Let's chill the fuck out, okay? I say anything else, I spot Queen Bee and Teo out in the corner of my eye. Queen Bee looks infuriated, and Teo's buried his face in his hand. Actually, now that I stop and think about it, they might have some insight. Racing games are right next to Showtime stage, so Teo probably has a good vantage point of the whole thing if he was dancing on stage. And just by the way Queen Bee's brows are furrowed, I can tell something is not sitting right with her. I asked one of them for their help. Talk to Teo. I need the eyewitness. Or I could try to solve this one by myself. Teo was right next to the action when it went down, so I decided to check with him. Ma'am, I know you're upset right now, but if you please stop shouting, we can get all this settled. Teo.
I refuse to calm down, and this child has been appropriately punished. Such disrespect tolerated in this arcade is appalling. Oh, I'm giving you the worst online reviews.
Teo jumps down from the stage and approaches the shouting woman. He puts his hands up.
Sheesh.
Simmer down, simmer down. This could all be explained with science. Really? I mean, right, of course. Teo, by all means, elaborate. Teo walks past us and right up to the Fast Cars 5 game. He lackadaisically slumps into the driver's seat and motions for us to come near. Let me show you both something. Teo points at the car console. It's got a wheel, which is fantastic and totally necessary for a driving game. Pedals, gear shift, so on. But the feature Teo draws our attention to are the two coin slots, which are vertically stacked one on top of the other. Okay, so this is where you drop your tokens in to play the game. However, do you see how it's practically in the middle of these two identical consoles? Which game does the top slot belong to? The right hand or the left hand game? I'm going to assume left. It's obviously the left one, right? I mean, correct?
Of course not, fool. It's the right one.
Exactly.
Neko is correct.
What? Preposterous.
See, these import games can be confusing. Your son just put his token in the wrong slot. Wait, if it was an import, wouldn't it be on the right? Whatever. Common mistake, really. It happens all the time. Considering how confused I was, I can see how a small child would be as if not more confused. Honestly, mine was just a lucky guess. I give Teo a grateful look, happy the crisis has been dealt with. The frustrated customer would undoubtedly apologize for yelling at that boy now.
How dare you imply my precious Josh was wrong? You believe the gall of some people. Josh, get over here. We're leaving this horrible arcade right now.
Oh, well, didn't see that one coming. I feel sorry for Josh. When scoops up her child and storms out the front door. I don't think we'll see her or son anymore. Frankly, I'm cool with that. Once they're gone, Teo looks back at me from the driver's seat and shrugs.
No can do.
There's no pleasing some people. I feel sorry for her son. That's the way to treat a kid. Teo's sprightly and happy demeanor shifted slightly. His eyes glazed over as he looked into the distance. I haven't seen Teo act like, oh, he comes from a broken home or something. He looks so upset. I wonder if I should check in with him. Teo, hey, you feeling okay? I know it's really none of my business, but I should make sure Teo's okay. It seems like you really empathize with the kid's plight. Hey, everything alright? Need anything? After pausing for a moment, the fire returns behind his eyes. Yeah, I'll be okay. Reminded me of how I'd get treated, by teachers notably. I'd space out in class, daydreaming, and they'd just rake me over the coals for just to assert authority. Total overkill. Really bums me out to see adults mistreat kids this way, you know? I'd like to treat people with respect, even when they're in the wrong. Like you saw just now, even with that woman. I appreciate you taking some time to ask me, you know? Shows you've got respect, too. And empathy. You're a kind person, Neko. But I'm not that important. You should make sure that boy's safe and sound. I'm headed back to Showtime stage. Holler if you need anything. I give a quick wave to Teo as he returns to his game. After poking around a bit, I managed to find the kid, still shaking up from the whole ordeal. Hey, sorry about all that. You gonna be alright?
I think so. I didn't do anything. The other kid, he just came up out of nowhere and tried to token in my slot.
After I lost, I got off the game and offered it to him. He just ran away. And then that woman approached you and started yelling. So the kid's kind of a dick, too. Might be a dick. Boy nods, wiping the boy nods, wiping his snotty nose on his shirt. It's not like a whopping huge thing. It's wiping. It's the thing you do. with a snotty nose. Uh-huh. Well, if it's any consolation, the bad lady's gone. I don't think she's going to ever come back. The boy, cheeks still streaked with tears. I can't talk anymore. Still streaked with tears, with a smile spread on his face.
Oh, that nice man. Thanks for sticking up for me, too.
I nod, and the boy scurries off and rejoins some of his other friends. 2 problems in the can. What do I do with that crying kid by the skill machine? Oh, she's gone. Well, crap. First, he looks up briefly from clear level 78 of Moopy. Looking for that girl? I think our parents took her home. Body turned sour for her, I suppose. Brat, it wasn't fast enough. You can't be everywhere at once, Neko. You're up, love. You're still doing better than the last guy who stood at your post. Seconded. I saw you deal with that obnoxious parrot, and with the cupcake war. You did well today. Gavin actually smiling is weird, but I'm not going to say no to praise for my sub-boss. Things seem to be cooling down. I suggest you take a few minutes in the break room where there's still a lull in the action. Ashley and I will handle things for now, and she can swap off when you come back. Mm-hmm. First, he ducks out of the conversation without actually moving anywhere, refocusing on his game. We could use a few minutes, yeah. Thanks, Gavin. I'll be right back. Got the computer restart warning, sorry about that. I slip away, headed for the employee lounge. This is what I get for this day. What a day. Quick save. Again, one save kind of guy. Quirky co-workers, diehard pro gamers, volatile kids getting into volatile situations. I'd say it's a recipe for wackiness or some such cliche, but nothing's an easily dismissed cliche when it's happening to you directly. Frankly, I'm exhausted. I drop down into one of the cheap folding metal chairs in the employee break room, groaning and rolling my head back. Try and work the kinks out of my sore shoulders. And just spot an upside down kid. Huh. Oh wait, I'm the one leaning backwards. Get up and turn around instead. Oh, he looks upset. That's not good. Wait, what's the kid doing back here? Hey, he was hoping I wouldn't notice him.
Hi.
Hi, and you are?
Mikey.
Okay, that's a start. Hi, Mikey. My name's Nego. So, what are you doing back here? This is employees only area. Wait, there's a keypad. How'd you get in?
Guy at the desk.
That actually came back around. That's great.
Guy at the desk, drop this.
What's on a piece of paper with the door code written on it? Huh. Score 1 for Ashley's wild storytelling being more fact than fiction. Okay, but you can't stay back here. It's, well, I don't see any knives or stabbing implements left out on the open, so I guess it's technically safe, but...
Please don't send me back out there.
What's wrong? Well, this is curious. I lean in so we can be on the same eye level. Something wrong? You can tell me. I work here. I'm the guy who solves problems.
No problems, just don't want to go out there.
He's got anxiety. Don't you want to play with your friends? He used me with the most cynical, bitter laugh I've ever heard out of a kindergartner.
I don't got any friends. I don't know anybody here.
Aw.
My family just moved to the city, and before that we lived in another city. And one more for that, but I was too little to remember.
He moves around a lot.
Mom told me to come to the party anyway, and I didn't want to, but she took me anyway. And then she left because she's got to work.
Oh, he doesn't have a... so he's an unattended guardian. Or unattended child. Great. New kid in town, huh? He nods mutely. Still, I should have busted him there and then. Brought him back out to the party where the other parents could supervise him. Should have told Gavin. Should have enforced the rules of the arcade. Okay, kid. I won't tell on you. But it's kind of weird they don't give it a... Well, actually, they might not give you a choice because it might be based on what your personality build's gotten to so far. I want to stay back here for the rest of the party. I'll keep you company. That hurts the story element. Thanks. You really won't
tell my mom?
Nope.
Why? I think you'd want to make me go. You're an adult like Mom.
Hey, I wasn't always an adult. I was a kid once. New kid in town, in fact.
You with a new kid?
Yeah, although for me, that started happening back when I was 10. Again and again, moving from town to town, school to school. Never really making any friends, not for years. Mom and Dad kept losing jobs and taking new ones. Worse ones. They'd be working all day long, too tired. Oh, this is about the curse. When they came home to do much of anything. I was also kind of hitting a little close to home. For years and years of this. I stopped hoping things would get better. I said I'd just take what I could get. Go with the flow.
What does that mean?
It means you don't care. Some things are good, some things are bad. But you don't care. You just do what you have to do without really being sad over it.
Sounds so sad. You weren't sad? You're
I got
sad to never care about anything, right?
I'm sad. I got mad! Also not entirely untrue. Guess I was sad. I just told myself I wasn't going to be sad, even though I really was. And I bite my tongue hard. My little voluntary trip down memory lane was not helping this kid out. Wouldn't have helped little Neko out if an adult did this for me. Instead, I tried to be the adult, or I decided to be the adult little Neko would have needed. Yeah. You know, your mommy loves you, Mikey. She loves you very, very much. When I was a kid, I was mad at my parents for moving all the time, taking different jobs. It made things very hard for me. Now that I'm older, I know they were working hard because they love me. They wanted to do the best for me, and they were doing their best to get it. Life can be hard. Sometimes it's just no fun. But there's one thing that's always there, love. They love you. He shoots me a doubting look. One of those little doubting looks where they don't want to outright call something a lie, but they can't quite swallow it. Mikey, if your mom was sad, what would you do to make her happy? I mean, if you had to go to school an extra 2 hours a day, would you do it? I guess. What she's doing, she's working very hard because she wants to make you happy. Not happy being alone and moving all the time. Neither is she, but she knows that if she works hard, one day you won't be alone. You won't be moving all the time. I was the new kid, remember? But now I have a home with my best friend and a good job. I work in an arcade. How cool is that? It wasn't easy, and my parents were often sad. I was often sad, but we pulled through, and so will you. Just remember, she loves you, and you love her. That'll get you through the sad times. Ah, not a great answer. Doesn't solve the problem. But it does make things a little easier on Mikey. From his long sigh, I can feel him releasing his sadness, before offering a little smile. Not a big goofy grin, not the high of happiness, just simple understanding. I love Mommy. It's sad a lot, I know. But I know it's not always sad, and even if she left me here, I know she's coming back. Hey, you know what? Still got some time to enjoy the party. Even if you don't want to talk to the other kids, there's a lot of games you can play. And hey, maybe we get to know someone while playing a game. Arcades are great for that. I'm sure a lot of them have sad times too, and they could use somebody to play with, and someone who understands. Okay. We'll play skee-ball games. Skee-ball rules! This kid rules! Spot you a few tokens. Let's get you rolling. I take his hand and lead him back out to the main room. I hope we get to confront Gavin for dropping the code. And off he goes. I'm not fooling myself. I know I haven't fixed all Mikey's problems. I'm no child psychologist. It was entirely me flying by the seat of my pants. But for one moment there, I was able to help someone in the same crappy situation I found myself long ago. 15 years ago, everything changed. No more family vacations, no more arcade visits. We couldn't afford them, and they couldn't take time off work. The whole Bunn family had to learn to settle, to accept the lot in life we'd been dealt, simply go with the flow, never hoping, never wanting. Jennifer did her best to pull me out of that mire. I'd only known her a few years, one of the few stable times in my life, but she knew the edge I'd been pushed to. Now, here I am. Today has been, well, bonkers, alternatively boring and hectic, surreal and way too real. But I can honestly say I'm more alive today than I have been in a long time, in a very, very long time. Beep beep. Beep beep, Neko. Huh? My emotional voice analysis subroutines combined with your body language suggest you're very happy right now. Yeah, I guess I am. How'd you know? I just told you, silly. I mean, how'd you know I love this job so much?
Oh, I know.
Oh, that's easy. I didn't.
What?
I lied. I was 47% sure. Oh, it has elements that seem to click with your optimal social requirements, a fun atmosphere, spirited coworkers, helping people out, and so on. I also cross-referenced your roommate's postings talking about how much you enjoyed arcade visits when you were a kid. Still, 47%.
99.97%.
But I was 99.97% sure that if I said I was 99.97% sure, you'd be willing to give it a try. Another thing to thank Juniper for, I guess. You're a weird little app, you know. I try to be. Alright. Sounds like a day in the bag, so I can finally stop. My butt's starting to hurt. Too much sitting down. From the cars pulling up the parking lot, looks like the party's over. It's about closing time for the arcade, anyway. Most of the gamers have already filed out by now, if they hadn't already led the tidal wave of kitties. My first impulse was to go bug Gavin about my paperwork, but that can wait. I'd rather go help someone with the tidying up, or maybe see how our VIP gamers are doing. Not enough time to run around checking with everyone, though. Who do I want to hang out with? Okay, paperwork. Oh, I don't want to butter up Teo too much.
Like, I feel bad about the costume. But I also feel really bad about the coin slot thing. God damn it. And I honestly do want to play some Fast Car Spy. But he said he wanted to be helpful, so I'm going to flip a coin. Heads, Ashley, tails, Naomi. That's the 3. That was a heads. That's 2 heads. Okay, we're doing the costume. Ashley's pulled up a chair next to the ticket counter, sewing fervently. I wander my way over to the prize corner to see if there's anything I can do. Need any help with Pinky?
Oh, hi!
Oh gosh, that's really nice of you, Neko.
And she has a Pinky belt buckle. It's ridiculous. I realize, I think this is the first time I've seen her out of the flamingo costume. Apparently she's not some half flamingo, half human hybrid.
Of course, I'm not a half bird meat creature.
What? How did you...
Oh, did I not tell you? I'm a cosplayer slash arcade worker by day. Psychic detective by night. I solve all manners of grisly crimes with my ability to read people's minds. Even now, I'm looking into your deepest thoughts.
All my deep thoughts are of cats. This is bad. First thing that popped in my mind was that video about the kittens playing at a castle made of boxes. So cute. All cats are cute. I just want to squish them. Well, so what if Ashley knows about my love of cats? Alright, you got me. I'm a cataholic. Ashley's laughter echoed throughout the quiet arcade.
Relax, I'm just messing with you. In my defense, the quizzical look all over your face told me everything I needed to know. It's always weird seeing people out of their costumes. I've done the same thing with other cosplayers. I couldn't recognize them outside of the wigs and makeup. Don't take it personally. Plus, maybe I'll even trick you when I'm in one of my other costumes. But for now, I gotta focus on helping Pinky out.
How bad is it?
Well, luckily, Pinky's arm is still intact. My stitch job held up, but some kids pulled out a few of my tail feathers. Totally covered in cupcake goo.
Yeah, alright. Sorry about that.
It's okay. That kind of stuff happens all the time. It's just more common at these chaotic birthday parties. I've become quite deft at fixing Pinky up after these events. See, look at that. That was my last stitch.
Not bad. Looks almost new.
Aw, thank you, Neko. You really did... You really did well out there today. You should be proud of yourself, no matter what Gavin says about you.
Wait, what?
Well, I'm pooped. I think I'm gonna go home and take a nice bath and relax.
Bye-bye!
No, wait. Come back. Here. Too late. She's gone. Guessing she was just messing with me anyway. Right. With things winding down, there's just one last thing to take care of before I'm out the door. I seek out Gavin to handle the remains of the day. There you go. Good work today. Thanks, boss. Mid-boss? Sub-boss? Gavin will do. Guess you've been perfect employee, but my standards are impossibly high, so I'll just assume you were as close to perfect as is reasonable. Unfortunately, the cost of cleaning our carpets and costumes after the cupcake assault will be a chunk of change. But I suppose you did all you could there. Normally I'd have dealt with angry parents myself, but I was distracted. I've only second-hand accounts of your performance there, as Teo told me everything. Although Teo isn't staff, I suppose he stepped up to handle that rude customer with a rational, calm attitude, so I'll consider that handled. I'm not pleased that you sold on Moopy for only $1,000, not $3,000 as I'd requested. Gavin, we only paid $200 for that game. I'd be ripping off a customer. A customer with exceptionally deep pockets, and one who squats in that game all day, spending only a handful of change in the process. If anything, $3,000 is what we need to make up for the lost profit from Percy being so Moopy obsessed. What's more, why it's still here is a good question. Was I not clear I wanted it gone? Percy didn't want to break up the family. They're machines, not people. He also didn't want Naomi to be sad. Yes, well, Naomi needs to let go, I'd say. So maybe they were a thing and broke up. It seems to be what he's letting linger there. Are you giving our poor little Neko a hard time, Gavin, dear? Francine, I thought you were napping?
Let's be sensible.
Naomi's dream matters, too. As does the dream of Percy, that poor fellow. Or, isn't Percy stinking rich?
Everyone has a dream.
Gavin, I know what you mean well, but wanting to keep everyone's dreams afloat. But sacrifices are made in that name which shatter the dreams of others. Well, that's not what the Funplex is all about. Neko, you understand, yes, the reason why? Why am I here? That's the question she asked me during that interview. Now I think I understand. I didn't really know why I was here when I walked in those doors. Maybe I still don't. This is the kind of place where you can learn who and what you are and why you're here. Naomi's here to care for her cherished games. Percy's chasing his dream of a high score. And I'm here because I'm tired of compromising. Tired of settling for whatever I can get. I want something more out of life. You know we're better than this. Gavin, we don't settle. We seek our why, we don't settle for anything less. I see.
Apologies.
Francine, I apologize. Neko, Miss Francine, I apologize. It's difficult to balance my idealism against my realism some days, but I know in my heart I need to err on the side of idealism, even if my mind screams in protest. I can assume you're still keen to work here, Neko? I didn't even hesitate before replying. Absolutely. Gavin fetches a nearby short stack of forms. Fill these out tonight. Hand them in to me first thing in the morning. And welcome to the Funplex. Welcome to the family, I'd say. I'm sure you'll fit in just fine, Neko. One bus ride later, and it's home again, jiggity jig. Juniper, already home from work, bounds over eagerly to interrogate me on my day.
So, how'd it go?
It went well.
Well or well?
Really well. Your little app came through, despite being terrifyingly omniscient and just a little bit unnerving.
You forgot to mention adorable.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention adorable.
It's wonderful. I'm so glad to hear things worked out. And you even came home with a smile, like when you were a lifeguard.
Huh, I guess I am smiling. Interesting.
By the way,
there...
Oh,
got it. Sorry.
Question I have for you.
Yeah.
Why exactly did you order a giant crate full of pizza bagels?
Did I neglect to mention that part of the terms and conditions? On the plus side, I know what I'm having for lunch tomorrow. And that's a day. There we go.
And that's level 101 of Arcade Experience complete. Hey look, you also want a prize. You'll get one of these for each level you clear, plus some extras for various endings and other hidden thingies. Now let's see your score. Like you're really hitting it off with Naomi.
Naomi and Teo. Like, Teo, I want to hang out with Teo, but I think Naomi is going to be the path we take, unless I screw it up somehow.
You're proving to be a gentle, sweet, and compassionate soul. Also, you scored 5,700 points. Nice. Keep talking with people. Your score will go up, up, up. Want to save your game before proceeding to level 2?
Oh, there we go. Alright, and we'll cut it there.